So, we're live. Oh, man.
At least on Facebook. I haven't started recording.
Oh, on Facebook. Oh, man. What up, Facebook? So, but yeah, it's they're the ones hosting the event and everything. So, man, Professor Allen's missing out. We should get him in here soon. Classic Allen. Be jamming out tonight. It's gonna be good. Just got a soundtrack to it. I am drinking the blonde. The blonde, far left. Yeah. It is a good one. I've been drinking a lot of River Ace IPA. It's been also really good, but decided to take a break. Start off on the blonde, see how everything goes the rest of the night. Yeah. No, Citrus Sweet's good, man. You really can't go wrong with anything on the Saloon Door menu. It's really good. People aren't here right now. They should definitely get here and get some of this beer in. You hear that, Facebook? Come get your beer. Come see us. We got shirtless dudes walking around. We got beer flowing. One of those you got to like at least, right? Come meet some fighters. It'll be good.
What? But you don't have to like dudes with their shirts off in order to like come here and like beer.
No, it's not. You don't have to meet all the requirements to show up.
It's not like one or the other.
You don't even have to like either. You don't even have to like beer or dudes. You can just show up and hang out with us.
Hey, we're about to go live on. I'm gonna count down, and then I'm gonna press record, and then we can go into just announcing the sponsors, and then just go from there.
All right, yeah. I'll start off with the welcome to special episode.
3, 2, 1.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a special episode of the Fifth Stripe podcast. We are hosting live tonight, casting pods for the Third Coast Grappling Championship qualifier weigh-ins here at Saloon Door in Webster, Texas.
Excited to be here.
Man, we got Zach Attack on the mics, man. It's amazing. It's the golden voice.
You want to mute these
Oh, I absolutely can mute those. Hopefully I picked the right one. There it is. And that one over there. Perfect. I get to pretend like I'm doing tech work tonight. That's great. So people think Zach's actually telling me what to do from the back end, so don't think I'm smarter than I am, okay? But as always, we want to get started. Give a shout out to all of our sponsors. We've got Saloon Door, JetSkiPants.com, I Rule Designs and Photography, Preps by Jay-Z, Twin Peaks, and of course, Third Coast Grappling. We're going to keep it short and sweet tonight. We got a lot of fun stuff going on, so we're going to let the crowd and the atmosphere just kind of take over. We are waiting for Professor Allen to get here. We're going to have a little bit of a smaller staff tonight on the Fifth Stripe podcast. We have some of our professors teaching classes, and
Professor Byrne is going to say this is not an official podcast because he's not on it.
Well, that's why I said a special episode.
But I do have some information. I have access to all the analytics, right? So the most downloaded episode is by far the episode that he wasn't on.
Oh, okay, so the official episode
almost
one.
double. Yeah.
Okay.
It's almost doubled the downloads of all the others. Now, classically, everyone always goes to the first episode.
Well, hey, just stop. Look, let's just win while we're ahead. We're done. Yeah. No caveats, no asterisks. We're good.
Oh, hey, we have Ryan that just joined us.
Ooh, Ryan McGee, the man of the hour. Look at this guy.
He is not getting ready for Dallas, obviously. He's been eating nonstop Guam food. Hey, put your headphones on so you can hear.
It's Ryan putting on the headphones. He put his chicken on top of my chicken. I'm okay with that.
Chicken all over the place.
How's it going, guys? How's it going? We got a good crowd out here tonight for the Third Coast Grappling qualifiers. The weigh-ins. We got a nice little crowd here. Everybody's getting checked in. Everybody's having a good time. We got good music, good people, good drinks. It's going down in H-Town.
Man, H-Town, hold it
down.
down.
We got Austin Weber about to do his thing. About to be the MC with the most.
Austin Weber, a.k.a. what was it? Richie Money
Changers.
Changers. Also the infamous Beatmaster for Fist Strike Podcast.
Yeah, hopefully he's coming up with some new beats after this.
Man, if they get any better than they already are, my head's going to explode.
Hey, it's called Beats by A.
Beats by A. Shout out.
Yeah.
Circle C. Copyright that motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. It's done. Zach, get that copyright done.
That's right. Boom, in the system.
Done.
Also, man, if you guys haven't seen how slick Richie Money Changers looks tonight, he dressed the part, and let me tell you, that dude is slicker than butter. You need to come up here and see this shit. It is amazing.
Very slick. Very
slick. Put it back on? Can you put the jacket back on?
Man,
Yeah, the jacket is back on. I see it right now.
Okay, good.
I'm enjoying some of this awesome Guamanian barbecue, courtesy of Pari Beast Kitchen.
Oh, man.
Straight from Guam. We got chicken kebabs. We got chicken geluguen. You can't be beat.
Man, if this is what Guam is like every day, I'm tempted to move tomorrow. This food is amazing, man.
But hey, you've lived in that side of the world before, right?
I've lived quite a few places, man.
So tell us about your Bentulu experience.
Oh, dude, that was...
First off, where the fuck is Bentulu?
Bentulu. So Bentulu is in the South China Sea. It is the island portion of Malaysia. Malaysia, people don't know, is divided up into, we'll call it two portions. We call it the peninsula, which is where Kuala Lumpur is. And then you have the island of Borneo, which is where I lived, a little area called Sarawak, and a small town called Bentulu. Honestly, man, it was amazing. It's
How old were you?
I was there right after 5th grade, and we were there for about 2 years. So I guess.
Oh, that's not an awkward age at all.
No.
To be like in a random country.
Man, yeah.
Only white boy.
Imagine going through puberty in a third world country that treated you like a
king.
On
an island, right?
Oh, dude, it was crazy.
Like you guys would think.
Talk about feeling isolated, right? No, but it was actually pretty good.
But everyone speaks English.
Yeah.
I didn't run into a single person in KL that didn't speak English.
Man, you know why? Because English is pretty much the currency of countries.
You
want
to know why?
Especially,
Because a lot of Americans were over there laying pipe.
Oh no, absolutely. Absolutely, that was the thing. Like
we didn't lay a pipe in Japan. Never mind.
Hey, we don't got to go to World War II history there. And I'm sorry, folks, my mouth was full there. I was talking about laying pipe.
See, I was telling you, man. You don't look like you're getting ready for Dallas right now.
Man.
Well, actually, you want to know a funny story?
Kind of.
The Houston Open, when I had to go in at ultra heavy and I got my ass kicked, the guy is right behind you, Oliver, that kicked my ass.
Where's he at?
The big giant man behind you, all the way.
Are you gonna settle a score right now?
I'm thinking about it. My wrestling's feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty wiry. Give me another couple Saloon Door tasty AFs in me.
Hey, why don't you tap that guy on the... Be like, sir, you stepped on my shoe.
Hey, excuse me.
I don't know if I want to do that. We got a lot of equipment right here. I don't want to bring up bad blood between him and our guest.
Well, everybody on Facebook, the 5 people, can see the guy behind Oliver. That is the guy that
hey, Diego,
demolished. That's the guy that demolished.
Grab that seat over there. Let's talk.
Ryan in the Houston Open.
We got Diego Almeida joining us. Pojada time all the time.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
What's
you're
up?
Probably going to hear us, but you might not be able to hear yourself that well.
Yeah.
Just talk super close to the mic.
Right, I used to be back in Brazil. Remember that? And my dad had a radio. And I know all this equipment and everything already.
There you go. All right, now we can hear you good.
Getting there.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, we
We
got
can hear
Diego
you
here,
well
man. He
now.
fought for us on 3CG1 against Roberto Jimenez, fight of the night.
That's right.
It was,
that was an amazing match.
That was. Did you go back and watch that? On,
Oh, yeah,
Flow?
several times, man. Roberto is amazing, guys. You know, I always look up to him, too. But, man, it was a good match. I look up there. I look at this fight like, I'm not going to say every day, but like almost every day.
No, you could say every day. We're not going to be offended.
No. But even though you lost, like you're gonna learn a lot from
Oh
that
yeah,
match.
definitely,
Yeah.
man. That's how jiu-jitsu about. You know what I mean? Like it's learning from the mistake. Or you learn, or you learn. Two ways. You know.
Hey, what better person to learn from than he pulled out some spider guard shit and like it allows you to be like, okay, how do I not get open to that again, right?
Yeah. He's a definitely interesting person to fight. This is my second time fighting with him. I trained with him one time in 2015, and it was really good, you know. And I trained and I fought with him one time before that time, before the third close. And then every time I train or fight with him is different. It's a surprise, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was good, man. Roberto is a really good guy, and you guys put in an amazing job here, man.
Thanks, man. I mean, it took awesome fighters like you that could make that action happen. You know, that's why that was actually our target.
There was no boring match there down there.
No, man, there was a single boring match because when we chose.
And the kids was like, killing the show, man.
Yeah. It was an amazing event all around.
That's good.
So, what we really focused on this time, we knew all the fighters were like, that was awesome, so we're going to try to keep that same thing for the fighters. But, for some of the spectators, we did get a lot of feedback on hey, we couldn't see this or that. So a lot of the focus is around keeping what we were doing for the fighters going. But now adjusting a little bit for the spectators, so they have a better event. So go ahead. I was just gonna say putting chairs in the front, putting tables behind, and then having general admission where they couldn't be in that area, blocking any view. And then we hooked up cameras throughout the entire place.
Oh man,
so they're all gonna be the TVs everywhere. They're all gonna be playing the same thing.
Oh yeah, that's really good. Man. You guys doing like I said once again. You guys doing an amazing job. And that thing of the free interest, man, that's something I never saw in jiu-jitsu. No kidding. Some event like that I never saw in my life.
Yeah.
And so and also it's not just something like a free event and you guys don't taking care of your athlete. You guys taking really good job.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I never once again I did jiu-jitsu for 11 years, so I never saw something like that. That's cool.
Well, we're very fortunate to come in. I mean, with we had good backing on the first event, and with the success of the first event, we've been able to have sponsors come in who have been willing to help out with this, and they really took a big part in helping this become a free event, because just like us, a lot of our sponsors we know through jiu-jitsu, so we'll train with them. They're familiar with the community and all, so they like to give back to Houston Jiu-Jitsu, local jiu-jitsu as well. So it's kind of a family thing. It's we all like having fun with it. So it's definitely good.
Jiu-jitsu always is a family, right?
Yeah, it is. No, it's absolutely, man. I can't tell you how many of my cousins I want to choke on a daily basis. So, I mean, it really is like a family. So, it's good. Safety first. So.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm kind of jealous of y'all. You guys drink a beer. I can't. So.
It's
tomorrow night.
Yeah. But after tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. After my fight, I'm going to go to Dallas to train.
Okay.
And,
excellent.
So fight is there.
And that's where you live. You want to tell us a little bit? So tell the audience, a little bit about your school, where you're coming from.
All right.
What is your scene all about?
All right. So I'm from Brazil. I think people can notice my accent, right? So I'm from Brazil, and I'm 24 years old. I'm located in San Angelo, Texas. It's the west of Texas. All right. By the way, all the spectators here, listeners, I love Texas. I call Texas my hometown. So so 613 is a jiu-jitsu is my place. What it means 613 is before you grow in life, you need to be little. You need to be humble. You need to and so 6 is that mean 13 means in a math in the Bible. So we are there, and I'm about 2 years in San Angelo, and then we crush the business. Anyone go in San Angelo can look 613. Guys, more than welcome. No need to pay match fee.
Awesome.
I normally say the jiu-jitsu community. So I try to help out, because especially people local in Texas, I have a really love. For being on the line, look, I'm gonna show my kids. You guys gonna be look. I have a Texas flag on here.
Yeah.
You look at my kid here, bro. He's the eagle, man. He's all about American.
Patriotic.
Yeah. So I'm a Brazilian American patriot.
Yeah.
So I like that, because when I came to United States 2014. So I came in the boy from Brazil. We have a big dream, I never thought in my life I'm gonna have a school, and I waiting tables. I did a lot of stuff before, get there. So I never stopped dreaming, Always I dream about have a place and be able to grow in life and everything. My main thing is not about myself, I can't buy nice shoes. I'm crazy about shoes and stuff like that. About that. I'm about my family, I left a big family in Brazil. So that's how I'm fight every day.
And being 24, you said you're 24, and you have your own gym.
Yeah, I have a Jewish school also.
That is amazing.
Man,
that kind of drive, and then how dedicated you are at being a professional in jiu-jitsu. I can tell that mentality on being a businessman, driving, building your own schools, your hard work and focus on getting where you are now and your name out. you're gonna go places. You have so much time
Oh yeah, man.
to just build.
My
man.
goal is to be 30 years old, not worry about in the school anymore. Just the money coming to the account, and living life. And
Yeah, you got schools nationwide.
So I have one school in Brazil. So what I open, dollar there is a lot of money. So I open a school with a friend. So we open since 13 Brazil. So it's one of the richest place there in my hometown. So have a lot of rich people training there. So I was one way to help my family. So I don't want to send my money every month. So I did that. So every month I have 40% off of the school. So every month 40% come to my mom's account.
That's good.
That's a good setup. Already just having it all. So you're doing it for her. A lot of it for her, right?
Yeah.
And so what she's provided you to allow you to be where you are and who you are and get over here.
It's all, like I said, it's all about family. It's not about it's funny because growing up when I started jiu-jitsu, my mom never helped me. She's always, no, jiu-jitsu is for this, the jiu-jitsu is that, jiu-jitsu is that. But she didn't understand, we're from a small town. It's a capital, but it's a small town as well. So all glory to God, but she's amazing. All I do for her. And once again, I appreciate Zach, I appreciate the guys, Ryan, every single one to make this show happen.
And dude, we love your passion. We love you're willing to be social about it. Help us out because it's that's what a lot of these promotions need to know is it's a partnership.
Yeah, Diego is also the Houston Open champion.
Oh yeah, he is the Houston Open champion. That's right. Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
So what is that your first Houston Open championship?
No, sir. Actually, my first title in America was a Houston Open. 2015, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as a blue belt. Houston's basically like my home, I like Houston, man.
Everything's good.
The food's great once you get done winning that match.
For me, I think every day is a new, day to study someone or do something. So I don't stop and study someone. I just say man. Obviously I study a little bit, but no, it's not about that. I like wrestling, freestyle. I'm freestyling. So
yeah, no, definitely.
But he's a good opponent. I cannot subestimate him. He's a good guy.
That's good.
That's porrada.
Yeah, that's respect to BJJ, though, right? That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, the thing is though, every time I shake somebody's hand, it doesn't matter who they are, man.
Yeah, it goes out. It doesn't matter because
it's like business, right?
Yeah, it's what it is. It's just business.
It's just time,
it's just competition, it's you can try to kill each other. It's a great thing about jiu-jitsu in general is that you try to kill your friends. And then you have the best time after, right? After you go through hardships and a hard-fought war.
This is a real porrada time.
Oh shit, man! Ryan, you're a bad dude, man.
I know, right?
He's a bad dude.
This guy's competing.
He's over here promoting you, but he's trying to make it tough at the same time.
That's true. You bring beer to the table and don't share with your friends. That happens, right?
Also, Mo has joined us here.
What up?
Podcast.
So I actually got a question for Diego. Diego. Hey, do you do any research at all? Tournament-wise, of course, you're going to have to face different competitors throughout the whole tournament. But, in terms of a bracket-type situation, how much research do you do?
To be honest, like I said, I don't do much. I'm going to start here tonight, so I don't, because I think I know my position, I'm really good at it. So I'm comfortable on top and the bottom And then I just researched today a little bit because I think it's like jiu-jitsu for fun, you know. I'm going there, I have fun. So if I put too much pressure on me, I think I'd be like too much energized. And before the tournament, when I get there, this happened to me before in the past.
Kind of psych yourself out.
When I get there, like, oh, you know, and I struggle. So I think I go chill out, you know, go there and have fun. I don't want to do today, like I'm going to study 10 minutes. You know, I normally I teach every day, and one day a week, is the day I take to study. So that's what I'm gonna do today. And I'm being all week free, all like chilling, having fun with my friend and my students. And today is the day I'm gonna study him. For tomorrow, put the show on, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good, because I mean, you always have, you know, different fighters, different competitors, you know, be it whatever combat sport you're doing. A lot of them have different approaches, you know, and some like to come in very relaxed, you know, enjoying it, you know, because like you said, I'm kind of like you. I don't want to put that mental pressure on myself. You know, you're there for a reason. You do this every day. Get into the flow of things, you know. But you have those guys that, you know, they get that amped, hyped up.
Sometimes you gotta try to make it as normal as possible.
Yeah.
Like as if it's like a regular training situation, so that you can perform to the best of your ability. There are guys that you're gonna see that are gonna in the gym, they perform a lot better than whenever it's in competition time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's gym warriors is what they call them, right?
Yeah.
There's like guys that, but I think the psychology of not only fighting but of just sports, of the, or maybe especially in fighting, the pressure of fighting somebody, it's so primal.
Yeah.
And there's so much on the line when it comes to your ego, how everyone thinks they can fight, right?
Yeah.
Like you watch a baseball game, not everybody's like, oh, I can hit a home run, or I could strike that guy out.
Yeah.
But when it comes to fighting, naturally guys are like, I could beat that guy out.
True. But you know what's crazy is the kids sometimes have the right mentality with it. They'll just pretty much take it as it is.
Yeah.
They'll just go in there, compete, on to the next one.
Yeah, without getting into too many details, but you also get those kids that want to rip people's heads off.
I think that what that kind of goes into my point too, is that kids don't have that like kind of ego where every guy thinks they can fight, right? Yeah. Kids, like, that's just kind of natural, and they haven't really thought about like, am I a good fighter, or what would I do if I was in this situation where I had to defend myself? So people can be a lot more judgmental when it comes to watching a fight compared to pretty much anything else. So that just puts that stress on that fighter to where, man, if I lose, all these assholes are going to be like, man, I could have beat that dude up.
Yeah, true. And the worst part, you know, it's the crazy thing is like, ever since I started training, I haven't gotten in a street fight since.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like all my training hasn't held for.
I know.
And you know what? Like you wish that like an opportunity would come out.
Yeah.
But the reality is like once you start training, you kind of know not to get into those situations.
Yeah. That's like that old adage. It's like when you go out, the guy that's talking the most is the guy you don't really need to worry about. It's the quiet guy in the back.
It's just swagger, and people can just tell. And like, I ain't fucking with that guy.
Well, it's the ears.
Yeah,
Ears.
You look at the ears, you're like, fuck, that looks like a vegetable garden, bro.
That dude's been in a couple guillotines.
Either that or he's just real clumsy.
I know if I saw Diego, I probably wouldn't fuck with him.
No, but that's the thing, though. I don't have a year broke right now. So
You have a cauliflower yet?
People like subestimate me.
Yeah, but you're a pretty
like,
good guy, though.
And you got a Brazilian accent, so.
Yeah. But the people don't know. It's funny. I wasn't a Mexican bar on the day. I hate it, you know? Like, I hate that. So I went
This is Texas. They think I'm Mexican, man. Everybody thinks everybody's Mexican, man.
So I was at that bar, and that guy said, I looked at him. I was getting a drink, and the guy looked at me. He said, what's up, dude? I looked at him and started laughing because I knew if I put my hands on him, man, he was fucked.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be some point when you're ranking up that you have to legally like register yourself as a weapon, right? I mean, that's
like Con Air style.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I don't know how long it's been since you watched Con Air, but if you go back to watch that movie, they were trying to like rape his wife.
Yeah, that movie.
Yeah.
That movie
They were
was
like
kinda
literally like trying to rape.
That's
and
like the hidden story of the movie.
And then they tried to kill him. Like, so they're trying to rape his wife. Then they try to kill him.
And he goes to prison.
Well, yeah. And they're like, well, you're going to prison because you went to Ranger school, so your hands are a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
You don't learn how to fucking fight in Ranger. I mean, you do a little bit of combatives.
Right. You do your combatives.
Dude, he didn't have deadly weapons. He was defending himself because they were going to kill his ass. Like,
yeah, it's odd when you don't see realism in a Nick Cage movie sometimes.
I know, right? They're all so realistic.
I know, man. But Man, this is good, man. Mo, man.
Yo, bro, I have to come on, dude.
You got that
I'm
gold.
a big fan,
You got that golden voice,
You've been tuning in on all of them.
It's always good to hear from the
I got
listeners.
that telemarketer voice.
Oh, there it is, man.
This one isn't.
They try to sell something to you, man, for sure.
Oh.
I was saying earlier. Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, God. Wait, cut his hair?
Speaking of Brazilian,
Style.
he's not Brazilian, but he's on Brazilian time, man.
really?
Yeah. What's up? Professor Allen, man.
Hey,
Welcome
you
aboard.
might, Diego, being Brazilian, you might. Are you from Rio? Where are you from?
No, I'm from home, Brazil. Sorry, it's
Brazilian, okay.
capital of Brazil.
Yeah. So I went down to Rio, and one of the taxi drivers, he told me, he goes, "Do you know why the statue Jesus has his hands out like this?" And I go, "No, why?" And he goes, "He's waiting to clap his hands when all the Brazilians go to work."
Oh, God, dude.
A taxi driver told me that. I'm not saying that.
That was a quote, right?
Yeah, that was a quote. Yeah.
It's like when you're a kid and you're rapping a song and you're singing the lyrics and you say bitch and your mom looks at you, you're like, hey.
Right, I didn't come up with the lyrics.
Whoa.
I didn't come up with the lyrics.
Yeah, that's funny because in Brazil, everything's a holiday, man.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
kidding, like I tell, like have a kids' day is a holiday. So sometimes I charm my students like, oh, today's a kids' day. What? It's a holiday in Brazil. So yeah, people don't work there.
So
man.
my buddy, he did a semester abroad in Rio, and that's why I went down for spring break to go visit him there.
Wait, you went to Rio for spring
Oh
break?
my God, I was in college,
Oh,
and dude, tell me if this isn't true. At least in Rio, meeting a girl, like a handshake here, is making out there. Girls will just like make out with you.
Yeah,
Like,
I heard it's a little more aggressive.
No.
I heard like clubs,
Okay,
like you gotta
I'm
be
gonna
like a
share
little bit more
experience with you
aggressive.
today. I was in the gas station, right, and this girl is texting me now, right? So I was in the gas station today, I'm going here. So me and my student, Daniel, so like, all right, we stop there. And then this girl, she had a bunch of dudes around her. And she asked particularly me to grab a Red Bull all the way top there. I grab it, she's really, really cute. So I grab it, I give it to her, and then thank you, man. She said, thank you, sir, all right. I went to pay, I bought the coffee and I went to pay. And I want to go out. I told my student friend, look, dude, this girl is a bad station. I said, no, she's short, dude. I said, all right. So, all right, you bet me if I go ask her number and then I can like make something tonight. I say, I bet it. I doubt it. I said, all right. I went there, asked her number. She gives her number. She texts me now, dude. It's like, where you at? I said,
What? Hey,
Oh, man.
smooth pickups out here.
Dude, look at
this
that.
guy.
Oh, yeah. She asked, what are you doing? I said,
Man.
look, what are you doing? Like, I just met her. Look, first time I text her is 5:38.
Man, see, so for all of our listeners out there, there's some dating advice for you. Win the Houston Open, become Brazilian, flex that bod. You're going to be chicks texting you left and
Is
right.
happening at a gas station or what?
Man.
Man,
We might need
She's
to
really pretty, though.
we might need to change that name to Diego Mr. Steele Yo Girl.
it's that Third Coast market.
That's beautiful, man. I like that.
Wait, you're on Third Coast Grappling? Oh man, let me get that number. Slide into your DMs.
By the way, like I like to live in life good, you know what I mean? Like I play around a lot and everything, but like in the serious part now, I live in life like how should you be living, you know? Like I know, like everybody have a problem, everybody have a bad day, but I try to like bring happiness to people, you know, like people around me, especially like I have a lot of people, like a lot of students like depression and you know like mad, sad, whatever, have a bad day, all of you guys. So I try to be happy, be light, you know what I mean? That's advice for everyone, man. You know, just enjoy the good part of life. The bad part of life, we left there, you know, and like it.
Yeah.
Every day, another day, you know, every day, like, it's
Just have fun with everything.
Yeah,
you know?
just everything. I just, like, people like, yeah, you just never get sad. I'm like, for what, bro? Like, why? Which reason I get sad? I'm an American. You know what I mean?
Life's fucked up enough as it is to walk around upset, you know, just man, be
people don't
happy.
lag. I see Rubens all there, but that guy, I used to train that guy have 2 legs. I don't have 1 leg. The guy's happy as fuck. And like, why people mad? Why people like want to make a beef, make a fight? You know, like, man, be happy though. You know, that's the best advice for everyone. Be happy. You know, everything's gonna happen. It's coming. Everything's coming.
Absolutely, man. You got to make the best of life, man. It's a short journey, so enjoy the trip.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Third Coast Grappling Challenge.
Man. Well, look at this. Professor Allen making a grand appearance. I don't know if you guys can see right now, but he's gotten a haircut since his last appearance.
You know, I was late, guys. I had a late night appointment
Looked
for
like
my
you were
hair,
at the
dude.
barber for.
Hold up, is the camera on? Or
Yeah, camera's on.
gotta make sure it's on me. Anyways,
Jesus Christ.
hey guys. So, hey, what's up, Diego? How are
What's
you?
up, man? How you doing, man? Nice to meet you.
All right. Nice to meet you.
This is your commentator team tomorrow.
So,
That's right.
Oh, really?
One of them. 50% of the commentating team.
I don't know what you guys were talking about. But I remember your match.
How about you?
It was your fucking hair.
I saw
We
you
were
on
like,
our
man, I wonder what
Facebook. I
Alan's
saw
hair's
you on
gonna
our
look like.
Facebook Live. I know you were listening.
Well, because I was running late and I was like, oh shit.
Dude, Oprah-
I saw Oliver alone. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So
You're like,
Oliver-
fuck, I got to get in there and
Oliver's
like make it less cool.
what's in the boxing? Everybody. Right
Oh,
now
man.
is like,
Man, I got to.
I ran like a couple of stop signs and I may have ran over a few kids.
Kittens. You said kittens.
There you go.
Yeah,
There
no,
you go. Good-
that's
good
much more.
comeback. Good
I think
comeback.
that's more acceptable.
So where'd you guys leave off? I can jump
Man,
in.
we were just.
Hey, we're
chilling,
gonna
man.
say goodbye
All
to
right, man.
Diego here.
Mr. Diego, thank you again for
Hey,
stopping in to
thank
Strive
you, man.
Thanks
Podcast,
for
brother.
coming on, man.
Thank you, brother.
It was
Thank you,
awesome
guys.
talking to you and learning about you. And we want to check
Heck
out your
yeah.
school.
Okay, second.
Good
We want
stories.
to check out your
All
school,
right,
man.
Please, man. See you guys later.
Absolutely. We'll see you tomorrow. All right.
Hey, so you guys saw me checking in. I was
I
trying to
saw- I
be
watched you
incognito.
stop.
Stalking
no,
you.
no,
Oh,
it's
look at this. Look who we have sliding in over here.
Uh-oh.
All right.
What's going
What's
on?
up, man?
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hey, so why don't you introduce yourself? Because I'm sure the grappling community does not really know who you are, right?
All right, thanks.
Nah, I don't think anyone really knows who I am. So my name's Christos. I guess my alternate ego is Coach Stos. And I kind of just fell ass first in calling myself that. I coach over at War Training Center in Tomball, and I got a wrestler background, and now for fun, I choke out grown men.
So your coach is a pretty famous person. You want to talk about that, right?
Oh, Mindset Mike?
Yeah.
Y'all know Mindset Mike? Yeah,
MMA.
so Coach Mike Moore, he's a gangster. You know, he's got I think what makes him so successful is his FBI background. He is the literal worst person to argue with.
I love that.
Yeah,
You
you'll
know?
never win.
Oh my god.
And if you do win, you'll
you-
disappear.
You
So
can
he
hear
used
all
to do hostage negotiations.
Oh, fuck.
You know, like he's all about like no matter what,
never
like
gonna
there could be a
win.
gun against a kid's head and he'll still like be able to talk to you very calmly.
Is he married?
No, he's not. You know, he's all over the country right now.
Yeah.
Like he's whether he's doing like speaking events or like coaching MMA fighters. He's a hustler through and through.
Man, you got to be a hostage negotiator. That sounds kind of fun. Like, I feel like that would kind of be a fun job for a little bit, you know? Just,
Eventful.
well, I mean, minus the whole, like, potential catastrophic end, you know? Just kind of talk people out of stuff, you
Yeah,
know?
I don't think I ever want my day job to end with, yeah, honey, it was rough. Someone shot themselves in the face in front of me. It was weird.
I don't think I want my day job to have anybody relying on me for their life, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, aside from being fashionably late, I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
My name's Christos.
Christos.
Yeah,
Where do
hey,
you,
call me Stos.
Stokes?
S-T-O-S.
Stos. Okay,
Yeah,
I
man.
get it. So where do you train out? Stos?
War Training Center.
Okay, where's that at?
Tomball,
shit.
northish side of town.
Dude, Alan, I've been.
That's up north, right?
No,
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you said something earlier about being from Chicago, was it?
Yeah, so
Man, Professor Allen here is a Chicago resident.
Oh, you're a Yankee.
He's a
as
fan
well?
of the bean.
Everything west of 45 is Katy to
Yeah,
Professor
you know,
Allen.
Everything north of Tomball is Chicago.
Everything north of Beltway 8 is far as fuck.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, I
yeah,
just had to get used to driving an hour everywhere.
I can't stand it.
Goddamn town.
You said Tomball. He thought you were talking about Arkansas or some shit.
same
Yeah.
Hey, man,
So,
same as
Alan,
far as
I've
fuck.
been watching this guy on Instagram, and I am terrified of him.
Yeah, man.
So
Beast mode.
what
He's got a wrestling back. So tell us about your wrestling background.
So I actually graduated college a few months, like last year. So basically last
Yeah.
year. And I know
Congratulations.
I got everyone. I guess I'm up.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll be
Late
back.
exit. We'll see you back shortly,
All
all
right,
right?
don't miss weight.
Go up there and get yourself checked. But, oh, man.
Don't-
I think we got some people putting in class. Man,
So
look at
so he'll come back, but this guy is an animal. So he's
I mean,
He's a wrestler.
He looks husky.
and his
I mean,
work
looks-
ethic in his garage is He's like the next Rock.
Get
this
the
guy.
fuck outta here.
that. He goes to the gym once or twice a month.
Yeah, he must work out.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That guy looks beastly.
Dude, he's ripped, man. No, check out his Instagram, man. It's pretty fucking cool. Motivational as fuck.
Ryan asked me if I wanted to join the Blue Belt tournament, and then I saw this guy. I was like, no, fuck no.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
He's like, I don't want to say no, but I have to go to the bathroom for about 4 months. Give me a second, right? Let me get all this out.
So who else do we have on? Like, what did you guys talk about? Because I know I missed.
We had Diego Almeida on.
We had Ryan come in, talk a little bit. We're basically what we're doing tonight. We're keeping it a little lax and stuff. Just give a shout out to sponsors. Really, just kind of talking to the fighters, letting people move in and out. I mean, it doesn't even matter at this point.
This would be the three main, and then this will be the rotating.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm pushing the mute buttons over here, so you
we're
start
like
getting out of line.
actually implementing everything we've been talking about.
That's right.
By the way, Zach, you've been doing such a great job. You know, you
Thanks,
took my. You know, I always say this guy's the best in the business. You know.
No, Zach is the best in the business.
I don't even know what business that is, but I appreciate
the business of being Zach.
That business.
Fucking
it's
A+.
like what's that saying? BJ Penn. It's like blind guys in an orgy. You gotta feel it out.
Yeah, you gotta feel it out.
Yeah, I like that.
That's the second time.
I love that.
That's the second time.
No, I feel like you came in right on time. So, yeah.
That's the best.
That's what happens
I think
with
you
this,
quoted it the
unfortunately.
first time.
What did I do?
Didn't you already quote that on this podcast?
I don't know.
It
Maybe.
was probably me.
Yeah, it may have been. Alan gets a beer into the
Alan's a big
podcast, forgets
BJ
what happened at the
Penn
beginning.
fan.
Yeah.
So hey, what part of Chicago are you from?
The south side.
Oh shit.
So you're talking Gary, Indiana? Or?
No,
Talking about Whiting, Indiana.
No, so every time I say from the south side of Chicago, they're like, oh shit, do you gotta fight for your life? I'm like, no, I'm from the suburbs. You know, like,
Okay.
there's Chicago,
Outside of this outside.
Westchester,
there's the south
around
side
there.
that like the world knows as the murder capital.
So you're a Sox fan.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess. if I must be.
Yeah.
So who did you train out with out there? Did you train?
So I started training like 3-4 months ago.
Okay.
Okay, so out at war then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But being a Division III NCAA wrestler, he can't compete as a white belt.
I mean, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, well, now I'm a blue belt.
You had to come. Yeah.
They're kind of just like, well,
Well, you couldn't even compete in IBJJF as a white belt. So
I guess.
Yeah, I think when you come into D3, you start at blue, right?
yeah,
Competition
any kind
level.
of college wrestling,
Yeah.
you
I think that's
automatically a blue
Yeah.
in competition.
You guys are known to have a good top game, though.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm just putting that out there.
You know, no homo, but I got some good
Yeah.
top.
None taken, trust me.
Hey, quick
No,
story.
we get a lot
I
of that out
remember
here tonight.
I started training jiu-jitsu when I went to college in Puerto Rico, and I used to train. It was at the University of Puerto Rico, right? So there's a bunch of it's considered D1, right? So there was a lot of wrestlers out there, and I remember us jiu-jitsu guys. There would be tournaments, so we would show up. A bunch of wrestlers would show up, and it'd be the best matchup. Coming in as a white or blue belt, it's the best seeing white or blue belts against like pure wrestlers. It's the best thing because you have one guy trying to go for an armbar or take the back, and the other guy is just trying to stay on top and beast mode you, right?
Yeah.
So I know where you're coming from. And as a matter of fact, the guy from ADCC, I think it's Nick Rodriguez. He's a blue belt wrestler. And he beat all these guys in the ADCC trials. So, I'm excited to see
that's
that.
a big thing about ADCC too. It was just it's in general grappling. It's not.
What'd you say?
It's like in general all grappling.
I'm just.
Do you have much experience going against wrestlers?
I do. I mean,
he's in our wrestling class.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, coming up in a wrestling environment, I wasn't so much a wrestler. I was jiu-jitsu training with wrestling guys. I just knew I had to survive, right? It's a big survival game, and survival is still part of my game today. But it's about trying to take the back. I mean, you can go against a wrestler D1, D2. It don't give a fuck. You got to take the back, right? Because you may bust out of an armbar, but the neck is gonna go. So. It sucks, in other words.
Well, so was it uncomfortable for you to get to your back?
No, I think that's so stupid.
You think that's like a stereotype kind of?
It's like when I hear that shit, all I hear is like, "What are you fucking 5? The rule is you go to your back. Like, chill out.
Right.
It's not a big deal."
It's like you learn to wrestle, you can learn to lay on your fucking back,
just
right?
chill the fuck out, dude.
Yeah, I know.
I will say this, now when I do wrestling, like I'll show wrestling moves, or like I'll wrestle with like kids in class, and I'll forget to belly out. I'll be so chill, like I'll shrimp up, and like in wrestling, that's not good because like you can get exposed, like thrown to your back, and shit like that.
Yeah.
But no, I never had a problem. If anything, it was like, oh cool, I get to chill here while you.
Yeah.
I think
bit of a rest phase.
why you're seeing such a big emphasis on wrestling, and like you look at all the UFC champions, they're all like majority of them are like wrestling background, and my opinion is the gap it takes to cover learning wrestling and do it efficiently is so much bigger than the gap it takes to be efficient at striking that the guys that have grown up wrestling, they can learn striking pretty quick, enough to where they can get in a position, defend themselves, strike back, keep distance, and then get in a position where they can take down. While the opposite, that if you're a striker and you don't know how to defend a takedown or even do takedowns yourself, you're very limited, and that gap to learn those takedowns takes so long. And that's why you're seeing a higher population of wrestlers as champions right now. You think that's there's something to that?
So I like your perspective on it. You know, like anyone who's gone through their first year of wrestling has endured a year long of like, this is so fucking stupid and boring and tedious and monotonous.
It's just basics. It's
so,
just the basics.
It's like, hey, bend your knees, asshole. Like wrestling, you have a non-negotiable. Like, you can't fall down, you can't go to your back. Jiu-jitsu, you'll be like, all right, I'm going to get serious. I'm going to take your life. Let me take a seat here.
Right.
You climb on top of me. You're going to see what the fuck happens.
Yeah.
You know? I like to say, like, wrestling's like, I'm going to kick you in the nuts and look you in the eye when I'm doing it. Jiu-jitsu, I'm going to tell you a story and then take your soul, kind of thing.
Right.
You know?
It's sort of like in jiu-jitsu, we get a little taste of it. I mean, we kind of don't see it much. Like Stos was saying, you sit down and relax and fart and all that shit. But in wrestling, I mean, in jiu-jitsu, when you do positional sparring, for example, like a lot of times, if you get guard, that's it, the match is over. Or first person who gets the back or the top wins. So I know there's no give. So you already know your cardio's going to be working, you're going to get tired a lot more. And that's what Stos is talking about. So in wrestling, there's no give. Like, you can't play around a little bit, you know what I mean? All right, what do we got here?
That's my boy Josh.
There it is. Give them shout outs.
So basically, in wrestling, it's a go, go, go mentality, right? Would you agree?
It's a 100-meter dash with fists being thrown. Like,
no, and you're right. In jiu-jitsu, you have
run
a
as
chance.
fast as you can and punch as many times as you can. It's all about transition, score, transition. Like jiu-jitsu, like there is no rest positions in wrestling.
Of course.
And if they are, they're like within 3-second periods.
You're reset. Yeah.
Take off. See you, Holden.
Hey, Stos, I got a question for you. So, when it comes to, I know you do wrestling, you're doing all this, but when it comes to jiu-jitsu, at least for myself, when I wrestle, I mean, even jiu-jitsu, when I'm passing, of course, I fatigue at a quicker rate. You know what I mean? So do you find yourself in a position where you get a wrestler who gets on top of you? Do you find yourself getting tired a little quicker? Obviously, because you're playing a position that you don't normally play, which is as much, which is guard, half guard, or whatever. Can you elaborate on that?
Are you asking if I get tired?
Well, if you spend more,
Classic
energy,
question
The
from
answer's no.
Professor
if you
Allen.
spend more energy,
So, little caveat of this conversation. Professor Allen's
Break
known
it
as
down.
our 3-minute man here.
break
so,
it down.
If you go back and listen to some
He's
of our
going to
podcasts.
rest for 2.5 minutes, but that 30 seconds of fury is going to destroy your life.
I'll get you.
That's actually a really good question. My biggest hurdle, wasn't getting comfortable on my back. It's, dude, fucking breathe.
Calming down and stuff. Like,
It's that.
yeah. I call it jiu-jitsu Lamaze. You get those guys that have weird, breathing patterns, and you're like, why? Like, I do one where it's just like, and because it reminds me to breathe, and it's an auditory thing where I'm like, look, stop holding your breath, chill, you're not gonna die,
So, do you find yourself when you're in an uncomfortable spot, clinching up, and it's okay?
It's been one of the greatest benefits I've experienced from doing this sport. Like, I'll drive home in serenity because I just practiced for the last hour calming the fuck down while someone fights me.
It's weird. There's something euphoric about it
Oh, my
almost.
goodness.
People don't. And we always talk about the cliches of jiu-jitsu. You're gonna get humbled and just be like, what, life's grand. If you show up in a good mood, you're gonna have a good day.
Tomorrow's tournament. So we have 2 different bracket tournaments. We have an 8-man blue belt, 180 and above, and typically with the bracket, you take, if it's 8 people, it's 7 matches, or if it's 16 men, it's 15 matches. But we do have a match for the 3rd and 4th place. So each tournament's 8 matches. So 16 matches and 4 super fights. So 20 fights total, which is the same as we had in our first event. We had 20 matches.
And we have, you said how many
like dudes who like got after it, guys who like worked hard, like just like, man, look, that's fucking awesome. Like,
Yeah.
And you know, like I think it just kind of goes with like my lifestyle of like, I'm a freaking knuckle tracker, man. Like I love waking up and working out, and
I feel like you were born in the wrong century. You should have been like a Spartan or something.
I am Greek. I am Greek. So yeah.
There you go.
You would have been in Troy.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a ninja.
Hector!
Kicking people in holes.
I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle.
No, yeah, I did. I wanted to be a ninja growing up, but then like I had like 2 kids and
Dude,
gained
Ninja
like 45
Turtles-
pounds.
Ninja Turtles
I hear
were
kids
my-
are bad for ninja life.
Bro, man.
Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters were my favorite whenever I was
Kid-
growing up.
Yeah, oh dude, I busted out. I got a 2-year-old and a 2-year-old at the house.
I think we
busted out all
talked.
my toys
We
about.
talked about this the first podcast, the most downloaded podcast.
The one without Professor Brandon.
Yeah, the most
okay.
downloaded
Yeah, I
podcast
just wanted
is
to confirm.
that ninjas were so big whenever I was like in elementary school. You had
absolutely.
3 ninjas. You had surf ninjas. You had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
you had, like,
Beverly Hills Ninja.
Beverly Hills
You had
Ninja.
American Ninja 1 through 47 or whatever the fuck it was. It was amazing.
Yeah, and then you had like the blood sports. You had the the
Kickboxing.
martial arts kind of icons starting to come up right there.
Yeah.
Do you think the ninjas inspired everyone to focus on the martial arts?
No, Dragon Ball Z did.
Oh,
No,
wait.
no. See,
Hold up.
I'm talking
How old
about
are you?
before that.
24.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
talking
Sorry.
about-
I'm an old man here, dude. So
I'm 34, so I'm talking about 10 years before that.
So for Coach's generation here, yes, Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z. For my generation, it was Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
No, I think once Bruce Lee started getting it big, it kind of
That's
popularized.
when like 3 ninjas come out.
Well,
and
I mean, it spurred the market because, I mean, I'm an '80s baby, so growing up, everything was fucking karate. There was no like.
which we're gonna start.
You got
a-
you got Care Bears, fucking
Yeah.
fucking.
No, we're talking about
My
cool
Little
shit.
Shortcake. What?
We're talking about cool shit.
Oh shit! Well, oh my bad. And you know what really got me into?
Did you miss my when I was speaking about
I wa-
ninjas?
Oh, okay. hey, I was looking. I was a little distracted.
Bring up
Fuck-
Bear Bears?
fuck- hey,
FYI, this is beer 2 for Professor
hey,
Allen.
No.
Oh man, how many
Fuck
ridiculous
Care
AFs.
Bears. Fuck we Bear Bears. Look,
We
we got
Bear
we. Pants. Like I'm. This is impressive. We got.
They didn't say anything of. They said no gi, not some gi.
That's right. Honestly though, if you plan on walking around town with just gi pants, I feel like there's a website that you could go that could fulfill those needs. I'm pretty sure it's.
Where would that place be?
Yeah, it's Craigslist where you sell bodies.
I think it's justgipants.com.
I think justgipants.com.
Always
would
free
be the place
shipping.
You would go.
Hey, you
6-month
know,
guarantee on them pants.
talking about Mr. Gi Pants. You know what we got to do? Since
Talking
I'm
about
trying to
Mr.
lose
Gi
weight,
Pants.
we should post my weight on. I was doing really great. I had a little bread, but so next time I'm just gonna stick to things I know. Burgers.
Bro, you are the most American Puerto Rican I've ever met in my life.
I'm not Puerto Rican though.
Wait, where are you?
I'm from.
Hey, that's even more confusing.
The piece, it could be that.
That
I just
is
went
true.
To school. I went to school in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So I just need to hover around the 135s and I'll be okay. So
And drop that water weight and be good for the match.
Get in shape.
That's like when people say I went to Columbia and they're like, oh, Columbia, New York. They're like, no, Columbia, the country.
The country. I'm from Jamaica. Yeah, what part of New York?
It's like I'm from Miami. Oh, Miami, Florida? No.
Joining us?
Absolutely, man. It's fun getting all the little guests popping in, man. Like we got some good grapplers here. Like the Houston grappling scene's coming out pretty big, and man, Third Coast Grappling is doing nothing but supporting that to the fullest extent. It's good to see this happening here.
Call Mo?
Oh, Mo.
Is it beer time?
We're gonna get Mo. Hold up.
No, I wanted Mo to sit in. He was
mute this mic real quick. Hold up.
I think we definitely need to get William Tackett on the mic too, right?
Why don't we
Should we go holler at your boy?
So go grab him.
All right, let me
Go grab him. Be like,
guys,
hey, come enjoy it.
Don't embarrass the podcast.
We're not. Welcome to the podcast, man. We appreciate you stopping in.
Thanks,
So, a lot of us know who you are, but there might be some people online listening that don't know who you are. So just introduce yourself, where you from, where you train, and what's kind of your history in jiu-jitsu.
Okay, cool. Yeah, my name is William Tackett. I train out of Checkmap in Austin, Texas under Rodrigo Cabral. I'm probably best known right now for taking second at the ADCC trials in Cali, February.
That's legit.
That is a hell of a competition, man.
Yeah,
It's a good thing to be known
Well,
for.
especially you said in Cali too.
Yeah, I was in Cali.
That's one of the toughest areas to go for ADCCs, man. That's
Californians
amazing.
don't like to travel very far, so
No,
and there's
man.
a lot of jiu-jitsu
If
players
they can't surf there,
in
they don't give a
Cali.
shit.
So do you mostly train in the gi or no gi?
I do both. I try to balance out my training schedule pretty well.
Okay.
But right now, I'm trying to lean more towards no-gi competition, just because I've had more success in that lately.
And like, I think most of us, at least most of us, we feel like.
Did you feel that once you kind of started redeveloping your game for no-gi, did you find things that you were doing in no-gi start transitioning that you started using in your gi game?
Oh yeah, totally. I started taking the back a whole lot more. Just finding different ways off passing, making people turtle. Something I normally didn't do in the gi.
Yeah.
You had a little bit of a famous moment where Keenan Cornelius posted about you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that pretty cool?
Yeah, it was super cool. He's a really cool guy. I went to a seminar in ATX at
before the Third Coast Grappling one, too, right?
Yeah, it was, I think,
like a
the
day
same
before?
week. Yeah, in John's gym. Yeah, and I got to do a specific training with him. He tangled me up pretty good. And, yeah.
So
I heard he's good at that.
Yeah,
but out of all the people, so he trained with like 50 people in a row in Austin.
There's a good video on YouTube, I think.
Well, no. That was in Houston.
Oh,
so
okay. Oh, the
that
Austin
was
one.
before.
Right.
Then he came to Houston, did the event, dominated, and then he did the next day. He did the seminar where he did another 50 people.
It's like a kumite.
And the only person that he posted was William and a guy that he figured out a new move on in the Houston one. And his compliment to William was, this kid is tough. So I thought that was pretty awesome that he'd take a picture of you, call you out, and talk about how tough of a match you were.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. We even got to talk a little bit at the trials in California. He's a neat guy. Not a lot of the famous guys are kind of down to earth and willing to talk to other people, but he's a pretty neat guy.
So being alum from the first Third Coast Grappling event, what did you like about it? What was kind of different about it compared to some of the other events that you've done?
Well, the setting was completely different. It was really packed. Felt almost like a concert of jiu-jitsu rather than a show. It's pretty cool. There was a lot of submissions. The fights were really action-packed.
So it's good to be like a spectator there too, not only just a competitor but a spectator.
Oh yeah, it was definitely crowd-friendly for sure. For guys that didn't even,
How did you come into, because the thing is this, jiu-jitsu nowadays, a lot of people see it as a martial art or a sport, right? I'm going to do a quick thing. I came into it for self-defense MMA. MMA was just starting out, so I wanted to fight all this. But then I started getting bruised up. I didn't like all that crap. How did you come into it?
So yeah, it was Bruce Lee movies. I really liked watching Bruce Lee movies when I was young.
Wow.
Also the UFC. I started in 2009. The UFC was still somewhat new. It wasn't near as big as it is now. And I just loved watching people grapple. The striking was kind of boring to me, but I really liked whenever they were grappling. And there was a jiu-jitsu gym that opened up right down the road. And it was actually opening up. We're like the second class. And I just fell in love with it. It was great.
Another question. If you had to pick beer spats or tights, however you want to call them, or
There's no way Professor
you know what I
Allen
do?
could be a UFC fighter.
Dude, this dude would get yellow carded and skunked immediately.
I'll just defend, escape, look at the time, defend. Damn.
So he's one of the announcers.
Okay, yeah.
One of the two announcers.
So you got to use that no sleeve, tucked in rash guard.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a no
He
sleeve
called your
rash
fight.
guard.
I'll get you one. Hey, look, you're gonna come up. You just give me a thumbs up. I just throw it up at you.
Just throw it up. Okay.
Sponsored by Allen.
Your last fight was a super fight. So we were talking to Diego Almeida before, and we asked him, like, do you really prepare for your fights? He says, he's like, not really. So with the tournaments, a little bit different, but for super fights, what kind of prep do you do? Do you, like, train a specific way for the guy you're about to go against, or do you just have your game and you're going to just hone in on your game and make sure that that's as sharp as it can be?
Yeah, so I'm a big believer in just really utilizing your game against your opponent. Of course, with a super fight, you have that opportunity to study your opponent more because you know you're going to fight him and just him. Normally, I just will study their game and find new ways to apply my game to their game. Not really change my game a lot. I like to go out and do pretty much the same things or what I'm working on in tournaments. I don't change up my game too much because then I kind of get all over the place.
Right.
You know?
So if you just focus on getting your game as sharp as possible, then that's going to be your preparation for no matter who you face. You're going to be able to dominate or at least enforce your game as much as you can.
Yes.
Just depending on how.
Kind of want to work on getting your opponents into that position so you can work your game.
Yeah, because if I know the guy's like good at going to my legs, then I'll pass more on my knees. If I know he's good at playing on one hip, then I'll pass to the other side.
Right.
I really don't change up much. I just will kind of adjust to his game, but still play my game.
And I think it's a smart thing. You always want to have your game.
Yeah, for sure. I just like to go out there and do what I have been working on. It's kind of, for me, competition is testing my game, If I'm working on something in the gym and it's working for me and I'm able to pull it off a competition, then it's just like, oh, cool, I got this now. And I can start, building off of it.
Cool. How long have you been training?
I've been training since almost 10 years now. I've been training since 2009.
As long as you, Professor Allen.
No, I've been training a little longer, but he's a lot younger than I am. How old are you, Mr. Tackett?
I'm 17. I turned 18 in May.
So can you imagine
the future?
What?
Can you imagine when he's 25, 30?
Oh yeah, but the thing is this: you got to think about this black belt mentality. When he's 25, 30, there's a kid who's 17.
But at the same time, there wasn't a kid that was 17 when he was there.
Correct. Yeah. So
there's no 17-year-olds beating William. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we don't know.
Oh yeah, we have Ryan McQuire on the podcast now. Everyone,
he's 17 years old.
Hi guys, I'm 17 years old as well. Nice to see everybody.
We were actually talking about this. So my son, he's 5. He's training by. The way the sport is going, every sport is scientific. So basketball, right?
Some Rex Kwon Do dude's ass. That was when jiu-jitsu was really real.
There's still low-key dojo storms going on, but there is. But guys, so we just got to evolve our game, evolve our bodies, right? We need to accommodate the way you train to the way you feel, because in 10 years you won't feel the same, right? I mean, it's just the way it is, right?
Yeah. I mean, my instructor is a clear it's been a great organization I've competed on.
Hey, and let's just get one thing clear. While myself and Zach and Professor Allen might look old, just call us sir. I promise.
I look old.
I promise.
Definitely
I felt
good.
really old just now when you called me sir.
Well,
Sorry.
to him, you are really old.
Yeah.
Dude, you're old as fuck.
Oh shit.
Man. Hey, it's okay. It's okay.
So where do we leave off? So
Okay, so I think we left off at Coke or Pepsi.
Oh yeah.
And
so
then he answered the exact same
said
as his.
Coke. Coke.
I said none because I don't like soda.
Yeah, you
But
said
if-
Coke.
okay,
I heard
so-
I said Coke.
A gun to your brother's head, and they're like, because I know you drink. At some point in your life, you've had a Coke and you probably had a Pepsi, right?
Yeah, I have both of them.
Okay.
You can't
So-
go Pepsi. Coke has more
So,
sizzle.
the terrorists have your brother. They have a gun, and they're like, Mr. Andrew Tackett, you need to tell us whether you like Coke or Pepsi, or we're gonna kill your brother. What do you say?
Just let him kill him.
Oh.
That's the right answer.
Hey, it's better than all that processed sugar.
That's
I tell
the
you.
right
I'll lose a
answer.
sibling over it.
Hey,
That's
Andrew, so your brother said he was going to wear a tucked-in rash guard in his in Valetudo shorts.
Yeah.
Are you going to do that too?
Yeah, is that your style? I mean,
He's in the gi.
I'm
He's in the gi.
So yeah.
So- you're in the gi.
I'll wear the tucked-in gi underneath my belt.
Okay.
Yeah, that
all
makes
right. Well,
sense.
let's do it then. Let's do it. All
I
right.
say wear your rash guard over your gi. Like just change up the game, man.
I could do that.
Andrew, who's
So you don't get rashes on your gi.
who are some dream matchups for you? Who are some people that you've been wanting to face?
I've been really I don't
Moving
know.
on.
There's a lot of people. I want. It would be cool to fight Joshua Ham. I fought him a bunch. He's a good friend of mine. I fought both Rotolo brothers. They're great fighters. It'd be cool to fight them.
Oh, Caden. Yeah, those guys are
Caden
killers.
fight.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people out there that I don't really like calling out people because that's not
But
my
you wanna
thing.
you wanna go against the top guys.
Yeah, I like going
Right.
against people that challenge me and that just like that.
You can
is
see
like,
where your game is.
yeah, that I can play my game, and if they beat my game, I can learn from it. I just always like challenging myself because I'm so young. Why not challenge myself now?
I love it. I love it. You know,
Yeah,
when
it's
we have our
awesome
event in
mentality.
June, we'd love to, after this match, we can talk opponents, get you something real special, make it exciting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sounds great.
So I'm trying to see who would be a good matchup for Andrew. I haven't seen you, but I'll be there tomorrow night.
Actually,
and-
you're about to be Rooster, but you're still 155. You want to take on Andrew?
No, I gotta take down first Professor Brandon. Once I take him, we'll
Well, that
talk.
fight is it's kind of like the Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather fight. There's a lot of talk, not a lot of action. So I don't know if that fight's going to happen. But
No,
Andrew's
it
here.
will happen.
Andrew's here. You're here. I got jiu-jitsu mats at the house. So
I gotta-
we can go make it happen now.
First, I got a grudge with my boy,
don't
right?
need-
All right,
having-
Andrew. It's all right, Andrew. It's all
Hey, I know that pain, man, but you're a very dangerous young man. So,
Hey, man.
facial hair or no facial hair, thanks for joining us, man. we
Yeah,
appreciate
it's
it.
a good
thanks,
game.
man.
Cody in
nice
here.
meeting you. We look forward to watching you fight tomorrow, man.
Hey, man, I'll see you.
guys have a
Good
great
job,
night.
man.
Hey, good luck, Andrew.
I like him, man.
Hey, we got Kody Steele coming in. Cody Steele, he's
shit. Oh,
he's
shit.
kind of like an urban legend in the Houston Jiu-Jitsu IBJJF community.
What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
How are you? How are you?
I gotta move this up.
Yeah, that'll work. There you go. You're a little bit taller than the last guy.
Yeah.
No,
All
no,
right.
Mr. Steele, so
Mr. Steele, your girl. Why don't you tell us about who you are, where you
Yeah.
come from?
I'm over in Austin, Texas, in Brazilian Fight Factory, affiliated with Checkmat.
Are you from Austin?
Yeah, kind of. I moved
I'm from Lago Vista.
I moved to Texas in 2013. Opened Washington and Port Angeles. Kind of over by Seattle. No one really knows where Port Angeles is. I just normally say Seattle.
my buddies, he lives out there in Seattle. He works for Microsoft. I usually go up a couple times a year. So
Just say
it's-
Washington.
I love it
was
up there.
Just
I
say
was
Washington.
I was just in Seattle. There's that island that is, they call it like the best place to live in America. What, you take the ferry over?
Probably over on the peninsula somewhere. It's
there's some island,
Canada.
Bowler Island.
Bill
or
Gates'
something.
house.
Yeah.
Bowler Island or something like that. That's
So,
supposed to be awesome.
so he said Rambo got him to martial arts. Van Damme got me, and then Jackie Chan over here.
I don't know about Jackie Chan,
Jet
but
Li.
Hey,
what
Jackie
got-
Chan, yo, no joke. My dad looks like Jackie Chan, but he's
You
not
look like
Asian.
Jackie Chan.
But he's
You have
not
three-
Asian.
No, I believe
I
that.
swear to God.
You
no.
have 3
I'm
beers,
serious.
Professor Allen. You look like Jackie Chan. You look like you could be in the
could be.
remake of what was that cowboy movie with You're like his body double.
You know, it was a joke I had with my dad. He looks like fucking Jackie Chan.
Was Jackie Chan in Wild Wild West?
He was.
He was, yes.
No, it was Will Smith, Owen Wilson, and Jackie Chan.
You're right.
Will Smith, just Owen Wilson.
Will Smith was in it too.
So going back, what got you into jiu-jitsu? Any other martial arts before?
I don't know, like I started doing wrestling and all that, and then I don't know, like I started leaning out, getting muscles, and girls like muscles, and so
it was like I was just French dudes
and for the girls.
No, but with your wrestling background, give us a little insight into that. We're all big fans of wrestling. I mean, we only do wrestling like once a week at us, but it's a tough class. Like Professor Allen, he skips the warm up, but he still does his thing. Me and Zach, we're pretty normal, but Professor Allen likes to big dog it. So
that's
what I do.
Why you get your black belt.
Hey man, I already did all the hard work, man. I don't need to do this shit.
But yeah, give us a little background.
I'm already
on
hurt, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, I just started wrestling in middle school. All my friends wanted to do it. I didn't want to do it because it was kind of like you're wearing a singlet. I thought it was weird, but then I just did it because everybody else did it, and then it just rolled off from there. I enjoyed it, and I was doing really well at it.
Do you have any specific accolades or anything from wrestling?
No, I did. I just did high school. Like I went to high school, and I got like a little bit in trouble, so I didn't do like a full year.
I know that feel.
I only did a little bit of wrestling, but I did a lot of the USA wrestling and freestyle wrestling and Greco.
Nice.
So when I wasn't doing it in school, I was just wrestling.
Are you doing gi or no gi?
No gi.
Would you wear just a one-band singlet like Andre
Yes,
the Giant?
Yes.
All right,
yes.
I'm gonna take it.
If you put my sponsors on there, I will wear that shit.
Well, I can't put the sponsor, but I can take the singlet.
Hey, you know what? The Fifth Stripe could sponsor it with some of our radical colors.
All right.
Some of the retro colors. Get a retro-looking singlet.
We can't sponsor a fighter.
We're on to something. We're on to something. So look, you can put whatever the fuck you want. I'll take one black singlet. Now you can wear shorts or whatever the fuck you want, but just like that. And then
I just want.
And then when you win, right? Because you're gonna win, you just take it out and go.
Yes.
He thinks a singlet is what Borat wore in the movie. That yellow banana. That's what he thinks it is. He was supposed to see you in one of those. It's kind of weird. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you got to deal with that.
So you see, he wins. He takes that shorts and it's
see what
backwards.
I mean? Yeah. It's the banana hammock, baby. That's how it works.
No. Hey, where can we get a singlet for real? And I'll just cut it like this.
I'm sure Kody has one.
See?
Yeah, but he's too big. That would be too tight.
Well, we can go maybe find a young girl that you can borrow her singlet or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
We can iron on pass. We'll be good.
He's like, I got one in the car, guys.
So it's a no-gi match, and how do you feel? What are your main moves? What's your best pass?
I don't know. I do like a lot of smash passing, but I like to mix it up with a lot of quick passing too. I kind of just feel it out, see what I can do. I like to more just like be a crowd pleaser. Like I just try to entertain.
I love it.
How long have you been training?
I've been training for about like 7 years now.
Okay, so you've been training for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know what you like, you know what you don't like.
Yeah.
What would be the ideal position for you to be in to finish a match? Would it be from the back? Would it be in an armbar position? Base, right? Because
it's all about that base, Professor Allen.
Now, what are we talking about? Because back in my middle school days, bass was like music, like booty music.
No. I had a system in my car in high school. I thought I sounded great until you got behind it, and my license plate holder rattled so bad.
Do you remember that
just,
in high school? That was the shit, man.
Oh man, to have a system? Yeah, that was where it's at.
Having it where people could hear you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like a bunch of white suburban kids rolling through, with Mike Jones playing. You're thinking you're the shit, man. That's how it was.
In my Ford Ranger, having 2 speakers just blowing
my Ford Focus,
freaking ears out.
6x9s matted all the way around the car.
Play some.
You just had 2 tweeters in your fucking car. That's it.
No, I had that bass.
So you said you like pleasing the crowd and all that. So, what is going to be your entrance song?
I have Mr. Loverman by Shaba Ranks.
Mr. Lover.
Okay.
This was the song that's playing right now was Roberto Jimenez's walk-on song on the first.
That's good.
I just remember it because I was like, this is an odd song to come walk out on, and then he just comes and beats ass.
So
well, guys, it was good joining y'all. I'm gonna take it out and let Mr. Oliver Long join you. I have beer to drink and I have hands to shake. Tomorrow night, Third Coast Grappling, doors at 7, shows at 8. We still have a few free tickets left. A few tables are left. We're going to have a crazy night. There's going to be awesome
jiu-jitsu. Get your tables online now before they jump up. They're going to, I guarantee you.
We're going to charge $1,000 for one table if y'all don't hurry up.
Get online, buy your table, reserve it now.
So, So you said you started training. Did you start training back in Washington? Or?
No, where I was, they didn't have any jiu-jitsu or MMA or anything like that. I was on a pretty good wrestling team. I had a lot of good training partners. And then when we moved to Texas, it was my senior year. They didn't have any wrestling at my school. So then I was like, all right, well, I'm going to look for like the next best thing. And then they had jiu-jitsu. So I ended up joining with my coach, Rodrigo Cabral. And then after that, I've just been.
And you're competing in the 180 purple belt.
No, I'm in the super fight with the brown belt.
Okay.
Justin.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah, I saw you with the rash guard. We gotta get you with that singlet.
Yeah,
man.
I want the singlet though.
Yo,
I want the singlet.
Hey, seriously, and if it's not working out for this one, for the next one, I will send you a fucking singlet.
Yes, please.
So you were a last minute replacement.
I like this dude. Huh?
So have you done any prep, or do you just always kind of stay ready for anything? Like, it's kind of tough just being called up and being like, hey, you're fighting this weekend, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of always stay pretty prepared, but I mean, I can play guard, I can play off my back, I can sub off my back. I just kind of feel wherever the match goes, but like I said, like honestly, I just kind of go for wherever the crowd wants. Like if they want to do stand-up, I'll try to do big throws. If they want to do like more jiu-jitsu
You put up that like Facebook poll in the middle, and you're like, hey, what y'all guys want to see?
Yeah, what's the big thing?
What's the big thing?
Man, that's that control right there.
I like that mentality because a lot of times
it's entertaining.
Well,
if you're a professional, your whole job is to entertain, right?
Well, you see that like you had on the Flow Grappling today. You see a lot of black belts. They'll lose. Sometimes you lose fast, man. Sometimes you lose fast, but you appreciate how you lost, right? And from what he's saying is like, look, I'm gonna put it out there. If I get caught, fuck it. I get caught, right? It is what it is, right? And I think that's the right mentality. And eventually, when you get your black belt and all this, that's the black belt mentality. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've lost a lot of matches. Like I've done like IBJF, and then someone like throws me in 50-50 for like 2 minutes, and I'm like, fuck, I can't get out. And then I'm like, well, that was fucking boring. And then I've been like, and then I also see like there's a lot of world champions that are Brazilian, but then I see a lot of I see a lot of American fighters that are not world champions, but they're so entertaining, like Tim Spriggs and people like that, and like everybody knows who they are because they just put on like fucking crazy shows.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Bill Cooper, and he competed at the last Third Coast, and I told him, man, he's wild and he does all this, but he's entertaining.
Yeah.
And he's one of my favorite black belts, man, because he puts it out there on the line. He wins he wins gracefully and he loses gracefully, and I think that's what you're showing here, right?
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about, guys. At the end of the day, this is a sport, this is a martial art, and you're here to have fun. It's not.
But what people lose focus on is, as a professional athlete, let's say these baseball players or a professional jiu-jitsu player, is the only reason you're doing it and getting paid to do it is because it's entertaining other people to watch you do it.
Absolutely, yeah.
So before anything, before even I think being an athlete, you need to think about your being an entertainer, right? And you can be an entertainer through your athletic performance, right? But ultimately, if you're not entertaining, people don't want to watch you. You're not going to draw fans. Nobody wants to pay you.
I kind of think that's like a guideline of life, though. I feel like even, if you're going through life, you've got to be a salesman, right? Because I mean, you got to sell yourself no matter what it is. I mean, you're in public and everything, so you're always marketing yourself. You just find what you're doing at that point in time and what marketing approach is going to help you to get where you need to be. And it's just developing your personality and basically turning yourself into a brand. I mean, we all have to do it daily, Yeah. It's like just selling it properly. Like, I'm not lazy, I'm selectively active.
Everybody is in a sales position.
Absolutely.
Because you're selling to your boss that you show value every day.
If you've ever had to type up a resume, you're selling yourself, man.
Yeah, whenever you're applying for a new job, you're selling yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you are working for a company, you're either selling a customer or selling internal people, right?
Whenever you're lying to people, you're selling your story.
Yeah, you're always selling. So,
a quick question, weird questions. So we were talking about, do you drink Coke or Sprite?
Coke or Sprite? I thought it was Coke or Pepsi.
Man, it doesn't matter. I just want an answer.
We just want to know if you drink sodas, basically.
Yeah,
I
Coke
think what
or
Alan's
Pepsi,
after.
yeah.
I guess Sprite.
That's it.
Shit, there you go.
So
Okay.
back,
you know what?
Professor Allen's trying to hit rooster weight.
Everybody
so.
else is like, I don't drink soda, but like having the
keeping it
confidence to be
real.
like, yeah, fuck it, I'll have it.
He's like, man, fuck it. I like Sprite.
All right, with pizza, what do you drink?
What do you drink with?
What do you drink with
What do I
pizza?
drink with pizza?
Has to be
Normally like water, I guess.
Oh, you gotta
Now
drink.
you're fucking it up, dude.
He's a fucking athlete.
Yeah.
Alan,
Dude.
you're asking an athlete a question, not
He's
someone who
like, I
tires
say
after
I
3
drink
minutes.
a Sprite, but I don't eat pizza.
He's like, I like Sprite, but with pizza, water.
If you force me to drink a soda, it would be Sprite, but I want water. Alan, man, that's why you'll never make Brewster.
No, I'll make.
Pizza's either the best thing in your life or the worst thing that ever happened to you.
Oh, I
If
love
you
that
eat
shit so
a
much.
super hot cheesy pizza and it burns the roof of your mouth, that can ruin your
You're
next
done.
2
Dude,
days.
that'll ruin your next like
Your
that
next
week is bad.
2 days, at least.
You go to eat like some good cereal, it's like grinding on the top of your fucking burnt ass mouth and shit.
Glass and
Oh, you
Yeah.
cannot eat cereal after you burn your mouth on pizza.
Oh, it's so bad. I can't do much of shit. I can't. I can talk.
Well, Mr. Steele, hey, it's been a pleasure. I'm gonna get you that.
don't
I gotta
forget.
get
The
something
singlet.
in. I'm gonna. I
On
swear to
tomorrow-
God.
We're
I'm
gonna get you a fifth stripe
On
retro
tomorrow's
singlet.
announcement, you need to introduce him as Mr. Steal Your Girl.
What?
Mr.
As
Steal
Mr.
Your Girl.
Steal Your Girl.
Oh shit!
Mr.
I
Steal
don't know
Your
if I can
Girl.
do that, but we'll do something. All right, man.
He's
Thank
afraid
you for
you're gonna
stopping by.
steal his girl.
Oh man.
Man, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for tuning in, bud.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, man.
Well, that was pretty fun. That was cool. So, man, I'm excited to see these matches. I'm excited to see what these new guys are doing. You know, at our academy, we see the new stuff coming in, but like myself, like I see the new things, but I focus on. All right, man, take it easy. Thank you, guys.
Hey, you want to get Austin?
So we focus so much on.
We're gonna get the slickest man in the motherfucking room to come up in here and
Yeah, he's
lay
so-
that. Man, look at what he's wearing, Alan. Like I gotta say, he's stepping you up today, bro. Bro.
The boot guys, put them on, dude.
What he needs to do is button his shirt all the way to like mid chest. So he looks.
Who's
like
that? So you're on the
Thank you. And
throne and
Like back the island.
That's the shit, man.
Man, I appreciate it.
Professor Allen's on a diet right now.
low
carb. Low carb with his
Hey,
motherfucker.
Low
you're
carb.
That's all
perfect. then.
protein right there.
That's right, man.
Appreciate it. But yeah,
That's
it's all,
protein.
dude. It's the island style. It's like when you're in Guam and you live in the island, it's kind of a little bit different. You know, like you start everything when you're young.
Can you say for everyone, because there's a lot of people that are not cultured, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, but I am. Can you explain
lot of
where,
people.
Can you,
He's
can
talking
you
about
explain
himself.
where? Hey, the reason why I'm saying this is I told one of my friends' mom. I'm like, this was back in Miami. Hey, I'm gonna go to college. And I'm gonna go to Puerto Rico. She's like, oh shit, isn't it cold? It's by Canada, right? I'm like, get the fuck out.
Puerto
of here.
Rico.
Anyways,
Wait.
Can you explain to everyone?
yeah, let's-
God damn.
Oh.
Can you explain to everyone where is Guam and just explain a little bit about
Yeah,
your
yeah.
culture.
Guam's about, you could say, the Pacific Ocean. You're 3 hours southeast from Japan. So you're 3 hours from Japan, and then you're 8 hours from Hawaii. So if you actually look up the Marianas Trench, we're going to be on your left-hand side, the deepest part of the ocean.
Man, that's
right
crazy.
there,
Yeah, like in Houston, we have all these landmarks where, like, if you're on North Houston, we're like an hour south of that. We're in South Houston.
Yeah.
But
so
you're
whenever
like,
you're
we're near the
swimming
Mariana
out there,
Trench.
you're like, I'm over an abyss.
Literally.
Bro,
I'm
that would
over an
scare the
abyss.
shit out of
Literally,
me,
yeah.
man.
I have another question. What is the main dish of Guam? Because your boy Dean, I asked him a question and he gave me a shady answer, and I'm here.
We on the Fifth Stripe podcast don't like shady answers.
It's shady.
Alright.
It's
We like
shady
direct,
and-
to the
and-
point.
and
We don't
Hashtag
take
real
bullshit.
talk.
We need to know.
Yeah, so, man, in the 1800s with Spain coming over, a lot of the Spanish came over and kind of influenced a little bit on the food. And then, of course, you have, like, Japan influencing. So this is kind of like an Asian marinade a little bit.
Man.
So you could, man, Guam food, if I could, it's kind of hard, because we do have some dishes that are strictly from Guam, and then you can see they're kind of like influenced with like Philippines.
Yeah.
So it's like everywhere.
So
guess a
that
main dish.
taco, you kind of like, you take a little piece of tortilla, you grab the meat.
Like chopped chicken, yeah.
So what is
Yeah.
that called? Tell us a little bit about
that right there is called Kelaguen. It's usually it's actually perfect for what y'all are doing now.
that. Yeah, so just
We call it chesa, yeah.
Yeah,
So
take some.
So that's pretty much
Trying to
chopped
show it to the
chicken.
camera.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Swap that
I gotta
shit.
swatch this with. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
so it's just basically barbecue or grilled chopped chicken, and then we just chop it up. We grill it up, we chop it up.
Show the people
and
how
it's
you eat
kinda
it.
like
Show the people how to
spicy
eat it.
and lemon.
So,
Yeah.
so if I'm gonna get direct now. So give me a name of a dish, because maybe there's no dishes, right? I mean, I don't know the culture, right?
Yeah.
So if there is, what is the name of the most famous dish that you guys have?
Would be probably the chicken Kelaguen. I would say like that's a big statement.
That's
on
a staple,
so
huh?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
something that you go somewhere and they have it.
They
Like
have it all the time. Yeah, they even do it in a wrap. And then actually, this is not the traditional way with tortillas. It's actually in our language, it's called tatizas.
Okay.
And it's a little bit more of a sweeter bread, and it's a little bit thicker.
So your boy Dean's on bullshit because he told me it was chicken Caesar salad.
Nah, Dean was under
He
strict
told me
orders.
chicken Caesar salad and fish
Nah,
sticks.
Dean was
No,
under
I
strict
swear to
orders not
God.
to give away all the secrets, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not Guam enough for this.
Hey, but it was delicious, man. Do you do this? Is it a food truck? Is it something you do with catering or?
Yeah, so right now we're just pretty much based out of Kody, Texas. That's actually our main hub.
Shit.
And
Okay.
it's just at a commercial kitchen right now, so everything's all on Instagram.
Excellent. What's your Instagram handle?
So it's gonna be Pari, like
P-A-R-I?
yeah, P-R-I.
Excellent.
And it's a little bit different because how they pronounce it and stuff, but in Guam, it's Pari.
Hey,
I'm actually trying to change the name because it's a little bit, yeah.
nah, man.
But,
It keeps it real, right?
Yeah, so Pari B's Kitchen.
Pari.
Pari.bs.kitchen.
Man.
I'm actually trying to switch it up a little bit so it's a little bit more easier.
Man, either way, like, check this dude out and keep following that because this food is fucking amazing.
There's no way
I
I'm
broke
gonna
diet
find it.
tonight
Yeah.
for this, bro. I broke diet for this.
So Pari, basically, if you hear Dean and those guys say it a lot, it's kind of like it became a slang now. So Pari is like, you would say your godfather of your child. So if I had a child and you're the godfather, you're now my Pari.
Nice.
And then your wife would be like my Mully. So, but in Guam, it's like the slang kind of went to like a best friend and stuff like that. So that's where Pari comes from. And then B is Brandon. So
There you go,
Brandon,
man.
so Pari B, everyone knows me as that.
That's
and it was
good.
one of those things where like, it kind of came to where like, hey, have y'all ever went to Pari B's kitchen, you know?
Man, that's good.
So, and
I
then
got-
from there, it kind of slang from there. So, I mean, we got some big things coming. Hopefully a little trailer for now.
Yeah.
And then just work my way up, you know?
That's good, man.
Yes.
Living the dream. That's it, man. Like, if you keep doing what you're doing right here, man, like, you can be nothing but successful. That was
Well, I'll tell you, I'm
amazing.
sold, man. It was good. And you gotta tell your boy Dean it's not chicken Caesar salad and fish sticks. You know, this is really good food. And hey, thank you for coming and thank you for
Yeah,
having
man.
My pleasure, my
Man,
pleasure. If y'all need
it's
anything
been
else, just
awesome.
let me know. Thank you guys so much.
Definitely,
Man,
definitely.
thank you.
Thanks, man.
I got
Very
2
much.
kids at the house. You might be my Pari B here real soon.
All right.
Shit.
Let's do this.
Hey, and also security at the Third Coast Grappling
Yes,
event, too.
yes.
God
I also
damn.
do the security.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, keeping you
he's
fed
keeping
and
people
safe.
in line
That-
and on the stage.
Not only do I keep you full,
Right.
your belly full, but I keep you
Right.
Thank you for safe.
Yeah.
Like with this dude, you'll never have to worry. You're not going to go hungry and you're never going to be in trouble.
No.
Yeah.
Great.
He'll beat you up and then feed you afterwards. So I don't know how you're gonna
That's
get
the
any
best
better.
snuggle ever.
Man, thank you guys so much for having me.
Man, thank you
man.
so
Keep-
much for
y'all
being
nice
here, man.
Hey,
We
keep
really appreciate it,
listening
brother.
and give us any feedback and
Yeah.
anything.
Send
man.
us something into the box, man. We want to read it out for you.
All right, appreciate it, boys. Thank you.
Later.
Later, brother.
All right, well, man, the food's delicious. Man, I'm sort of disappointed by our boy Dean, man.
Why?
Man, you know where chicken Caesar salad, where Caesar salad came from, right? I actually read
Well,
about
now here you can talk to him and tell him about
Man,
your.
speaking of the
talk about your
Guam
issues.
atomic bomb, bro.
Hey,
We're
ladies
having
and
a Guam
gentlemen,
invasion.
I'm going to ask him a question. Hey, Dean, and I asked you this question the other day.
Will you marry me?
What's
Oh, the
Guam's
different one.
main dish in food?
Fish
We have a
sticks and chicken
staple.
salad.
It's called chicken Kelaguen.
You told me chicken Caesar salad and fish sticks.
No,
I can
man,
get-
we don't do that. We don't do that, man. No, we don't do that. We do it fresh. Everything we
Absolutely,
make
man.
fresh.
Absolutely.
We catch our fish. We cook our chicken. Catch our own chicken.
Okay.
Man.
All right.
Island style. Island style.
Okay. So, hey, Dean, so we have you here. We have Third Coast. So, I know you've been training for a while. And where'd you start training?
Back home on Guam, purebred jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Back home,
if y'all know who Ensign Inoue is, he's the
I
founder.
think I've heard of him.
Founder of Purebred.
He went a little nuts, right?
Yeah. Oh man.
Go ahead.
No. Honestly,
He goes
no.
to Japan a lot, doesn't he?
He actually stays in Japan.
Yeah,
he stays in
yeah.
Japan. Man, really cool
Yeah,
guy.
him on Rogan was awesome.
I didn't say he wasn't cool.
He's a really cool guy like
I didn't
that.
say he was on Vice too, didn't he? He had
Man
his
up.
own little Vice show
Man up,
where
man up.
he studied the art of street fighting within the gangs in Japan.
Oh, shit.
True story.
Like,
True story.
Like actually, like they let him in to like interview them.
That's pretty badass.
And
Very
those
formal, I
like
guess.
The gangs there, like I don't even want to get into it. They might be listening now. They might. I don't even want to talk about.
We're just
it.
a couple of like crazy dudes from Webster, Texas. Leave us
Yeah,
alone.
leave us alone. please.
That's South Houston.
He also does. I know he did this. He does this walk. He does this walk all over Japan and through the whole fucking Great Wall of fucking China, all that shit.
Yeah, he did that with
Which
Mike
is
Fowler.
not Japan.
Mike Fowler,
FYI.
Roman De La Cruz.
That's
they
why I
did
said
that.
China.
The Great Wall
Yeah.
in Japan. The
Man,
Great
they
Wall
did
in
that
China.
whole walk.
I
that
didn't
walk.
mean it like everything was the same, right? You guys, are uncultured, man. Uncultured. You guys,
Man.
you guys
Hey,
need respect.
we're
And you
not
guys
the
need
ones that
education.
think
Bro,
the
you want
Great
some
Wall of
culture?
Japan
Hey, do you
is
guys
in
want to know
China.
where Caesar salad came from?
Where did
Anyway,
Caesar salad
you know
come
what?
from?
At this point, I'm done with it.
Came
Let's
from
go.
Guam,
So-
bro.
It came from Guam.
Guam,
No.
Straight out of Guam.
It's their
Dino.
dish.
That's funny. That's funny.
It's chicken Kelaguen, not chicken Caesar salad.
So Dino, you had an opportunity to fight on the first inaugural Third Coast Grappling
Yes, I did.
Championship, man. So what do you think about that that setup? What do you think about the event in general? I mean, like you said, you've been training jiu-jitsu for a while. I'm sure you've come across many competitions, kind of seen the outline, the way they're outlined and the way they go through. What do you think about the Third Coast Grappling setup?
Honestly, from a fighter's look, man, everything was clean. Everything ran smoothly. There was no hiccups.
What was the best thing of the whole event?
He can't
I can't
say,
tell.
he's not
Hey,
gonna say
honestly,
announcer, dude.
the announcer.
I know you're fishing for
Alan's
some compliments,
hair.
but
Alan's
he
fucking
couldn't
hair.
hear
No,
you.
he's putting it out there.
He couldn't hear you.
No,
Bro, Alan is catfishing motherfuckers for this.
So
I'm telling you.
how awesome was the commentary team?
Hey, say, bro, do you want a singlet? What do you think of that commentary team? Say,
That
bro, you want a
commentary
rash guard?
team, man, they're all dappered up. They have that. They do that
were
one
looking
up.
nice.
Oh, yeah.
They try to one up each other.
He was
I love
talking
it.
about how clean everything was, and I gotta say,
Yeah, now
when I went outside to go rescue Alan from the line that was 3 blocks around the building,
Yes.
He's
I was
right.
like,
I was
"Damn,
late. I
who
was
is
late.
this? Who is this dapper? Oh,
I don't believe Alan was late. Do you, Zach?
no.
Zach.
He wasn't late
I
to
don't.
this podcast.
No, he wasn't
so-
late to this podcast. He's never late to
But
every
believe
podcast.
it or not, and with work and with everything, I'm never late. But it's
People
like,
that are late always say that.
You arrive exactly when you mean
Yo,
to.
I'm gonna be so late for the event. I'm gonna need a walk-in song.
Bro,
People that are
we
always
could do
late
that.
are like, I'm never
Oh,
late.
shit.
Bro, you're
Yo,
gonna be so
yo,
late for the
you
po-
should-
for
you
the
should
say that all
event.
the
I'm
time.
gonna
gonna
text
be
you
announcing.
when I'm like I'm walking in, and you just put the wife clause on. Look, and I just walk in.
Well, you gotta go talk to the DJ over there. He's gonna mix the
Hey,
beats
but
for
you gotta record it as it's happening, so we edit it.
I think we're gonna play Shaggy Bombastic.
it wasn't me.
I think we should do. I think we should do a throwback to that Carly Rae Jepsen and do the "Call Me Maybe."
I'll make sure I walk, but I walk in with the smoothness of the song. So if it's like some hard, or if it's smooth like Shaggy, I
We'll
walk
let
in
the
smooth.
dogs out, like whatever it's
Now
gonna
you're
be.
playing. Now you're playing.
I'm playing, man. That's a great song. It's lasted the test of time.
Some Sean Paul, a little Sean Paul.
Oh, I feel you.
All right, so who else needs to get weighed in, or what's going on?
I think the
Man,
weigh-ins
well,
are
I'm gonna be
done.
honest. That happened before you showed up, Mr. Never Late for a
Man.
podcast.
Okay. Well,
Damn. I'll tell you who we do need to talk to though.
Yeah, we need
man.
to talk to Mr. Austin, our commentator.
Man, hell yeah.
All right, Dean, thanks for
Dino.
joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Making an appearance on the Fifth Stripe podcast.
Man, dude, I get
all the
I
way.
get thrown up so many times.
I
So
know.
like between like I'm like
I'm like
fifth
the
coast,
third
third stripe.
stripe,
Yeah.
third,
Man,
fifth coast,
I'm
third
not
stripe.
dyslexic. I'm just dumb.
Thank y'all
I
guys.
just have something about. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
I have something about starting companies and brands that start with a number.
Yeah.
Yo,
So
we gotta-
I rolled with Dean yesterday, and he made me make some noises that I'm not proud of.
Were they like?
That is not true.
No. It was more like bullfrog sounds. Like,
I do not know who he's talking about.
yeah, he knows what he's talking about.
Hey,
I didn't tap though. I did not tap.
I have a question. I see Austin's getting ready, talking to the paparazzi and all that shit. But,
I hear the jealousy in your voice.
Yeah.
Do you think he's big timing us now?
I don't know, but I got a question for him right now. So, I know we're at Saloon Door, we're drinking beer and shit and all this, and I know I'm trying to lose weight to go against my match against Professor Brandon. We need a beer at this branch. We need a beer at this fucking brewery called
Roosterweight.
And it's a light beer
It's like a
for
Michelob
lightweights.
No, Roosterweight.
So I put
cage-free.
I just
low
put
carb.
Michelob Ultra on.
Keto friendly.
No, but you got to make your own blend, and it's called Roosterweight. And then when they go, why is it Roosterweight? Because you're a lightweight.
So it's really strong.
So we'd basically call it the Professor Allen.
Yeah, I don't
There you
know.
go, man. I don't care.
We call it the 3-minute done.
But
I don't think you've sold him at all.
yeah, he doesn't sound convinced, but I'll tell you, someone's
You know
gonna
why?
take over.
Because Roosterweight doesn't sell tickets.
No.
The heavyweights
But if
do.
you make it Hoosterweight, people are going to be curious. You'll be like, have a sip.
Never apologize for being
think,
you.
I think Roosterweight's not a bad idea.
I think it'll look good. And a big cock.
But
and I don't mean like in dick.
But
Before we
But-
get too
Okay.
deep, no pun intended.
Oh,
For those of you guys not tuning in, this is the face of the
fat cock, but it's a
the
rooster.
beats behind Fist Strap
Oh,
Podcast.
shit.
Ricky
Mr.
Money Changer.
Austin Weber, Richie
Hello.
Money
Hello,
Changes.
everyone. Thank you for having me on. Tonight was extremely stressful.
Hell yeah.
I spent 5.5 hours fighting, trying to slay the dragon that is Comcast.
Oh, fuck, dude. That's shit.
I'll tell you
I
my
think
story
it's
of woe.
Xfinity now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is that AT&T?
Don't do business with this
Nah,
company.
fuck them.
That's the name of the company.
They're all the same.
Yeah, it's
companies.
awful, man.
It's all one company.
Yeah, it was so awful, dude.
So, Comcast, we're not looking for sponsorships.
Yeah,
Suck
no,
a dick.
No thanks. Yeah.
No, we're all good.
We'd end up owing them money when they sponsored our podcast.
They'd be like, you have to use our fiber optics.
They'll be like, pay us money and we're not going to broadcast you over our shit.
Yeah,
Fucking assholes.
I got about 2 whole minutes of content here. Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. I'll do it as succinct as possible. So they signed us up in April and they didn't install until February. That's how we let off. That was their lead off.
All right.
And
Sounds
then-
about right. At least they're setting the bar where it should be.
So then when the install guy finally came, he drilled a hole in the wall and fried like $3,800 worth of electronics.
What? Of their own electronics?
No, of ours.
Whoa.
Yeah, which of course they didn't want to pay for, and they were like, "There's got to be some other explanation." And I was like, "He's the only person in the building." So then
we found the problem.
Yeah, I had it on video. So the
Damn, you recording them too?
yeah,
That's
man,
baller.
yeah, we got
That's gangster style.
close circuit video.
Like,
It's
I have you on camera, sir.
It
You wanna
starts
break out the
sparking.
Russian-
The screwdriver starts sparking and popping, man. It's
He's
bad.
sticking the screwdriver in the outlets in the wall. You're like,
Dude, yeah, long story short, they charged us for the Astros. We don't have the Astros. And the last 3 techs that came out couldn't fix the problem. And today was opening day. So we had 25 people walk out. And so this is like, this was my day. But then I got to come in and hang out and drink beer and talk to the fighters a little bit and hang out with Ryan and participate in this. And it fixed a shitty day. So I appreciate you guys.
That's good.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Even off the mat, jiu-jitsu can make you feel better, right?
Yeah, it really does.
That's good. Well, also the beer.
Yeah, the beer helps.
The beer helps.
yeah, we
Even if it is Michelob
we got to
Ultra.
interview some of the fighters too. So
Yeah,
it's cool to
I
like
saw
talk
that.
to them.
I can't wait to listen, man. I'm really excited to listen because I had a very short interaction with those guys, and all of them are like intense in their own ways, and some are like real chill, but then like it's an undercurrent thing, and then
Right.
some are like just like, hello, I'm an intense dude, and you're
Right.
like, whoa, but they're really cool, man. Very nice guys. Yeah.
That's good. I do want to comment, though. You look slick as fuck.
Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I wanted to look the part for the official deal.
Well, you definitely upstaged me.
I wanted to look like Joe Rogan, so I wore a black button-up, trying to be extra handsome.
So did you try DMT?
I did, yeah.
Excellent.
I talked to the outer space people made of kaleidoscopes.
He's like,
It
I
was
just
awesome.
dropped the stamp of acid right now.
Man, it's gonna be a good night then, right? Yeah.
So I did that one time, you know. I did.
I did.
Yeah.
Things
I
happen.
I was at work. I was 16. I worked at East Beach, collecting money from people, and so they would drive up.
Or
and they would-
dragons, depending on how strong
well,
the acid was. Yeah.
It's much more subtle than that, but yeah. so the people would drive up. They'd hand you like $5, or you'd make change for them or whatever, and you give them a ticket. And so these guys would drive up, and we had a special procedure for when people would pass counterfeit currency, because we got a lot of counterfeit currency. Galveston's a port island, and there's a lot of money coming in that's fake on the ships. And so we had this procedure in place, and I had like 2 counterfeit bills that summer, and then this day that I took illegal drugs while I was at work, I called in like 30 counterfeit bills, and none of them were counterfeit. And so at a certain point,
I know there's a conspiracy right now.
At a certain point, they're like, "Are you messing with us?" And I'm like, "No, man, I'm really worried about that." So then we move into like, "Is this guy stupid?" territory.
I'm really worried about it.
And then we moved into, we're gonna have to let this guy go territory.
And that's when Austin was like, "I'm gonna go to law school."
They called me into the office the next day and they let me go. And they were like, "You called in 30 false counterfeit bill alarms yesterday."
How'd you
in one
explain
day.
that went off?
Yeah,
like,
and I was like, man, I was like, something must be weird. It's these new dollars or something. I don't know.
They just changed the currency,
I was
sir.
just trying to be as super vigilant as I could in this hunt for the counterfeiters that are like, when you attack our currency, you attack our nation.
You know when you were walking away.
Yeah, you want to stop terrorism.
Yeah, so and I was also made not eligible for rehire, which was like being double fired, because a lot of jobs, you come back the next summer, you're like, I learned my lesson. In Galveston, they're like, whatever, he didn't steal, you know.
In Galveston, they're like, everyone knows now.
Yeah.
Galveston's like, we're not going to press charges
No,
since we know your record's clean. Come on back.
I went back the next summer and I was like, hey, you think I could have that job back? And they were like, absolutely not. We have a note in your file that you're not eligible for.
You know, you were walking away, you're like, man, I took some good shit.
Yeah.
You're like, I need to call that guy again sometime. Saturdays are boring.
Never did any drugs again after that. That was the one and only time, Mom. I promise you, that other time, that's not.
No, that didn't happen.
Did your mom listen to this?
Something
was just a product of the first time.
She better be, dude. I put my heart and soul into this.
Well, you sent her an invite on Facebook, right?
I do my very best.
Man, did you hit up your mom on Instagram? You're like, check out Fist Right. Oh,
yeah,
man.
She's not digital that way.
That's probably for the best, man.
She does have Grindr for other reasons.
Shit, dude.
For Taco Tuesday? Is that what it is?
Oh,
She does.
damn. That was a good one. That was
research
low
first.
ball. I got it. I don't know if anybody else
I
did.
love you guys.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, man, you guys were troopers tonight, dude. You powered through this, hopefully fueled with some delicious craft beer and cider and wine.
Is, like, I don't want to say
Powered
it's the best
through.
craft
All
beer
we
I've
did
ever
was
had,
talk
but I
on
will
the
say it's the best
microphone
craft
all
beer I've
night
ever
and
had.
drink beers.
It's exhausting, man.
It's pretty tough.
It's exhausting.
It's
So I think this has been our best podcast yet.
Man,
and,
absolutely. Well, it's the best. Still qualified as official podcast,
Hey,
even though
you
we're
guys have
missing
some
Fuzz
really-
because we only actually have 3 people and like a rotating guest.
Yeah, that
I
worked
still
out
think
amazing.
I'm just still thinking about my walk-in music from tomorrow
You guys,
night.
you got a really good
I've
energy
already
tonight.
told you, Shaggy.
buddy.
Yeah, it's a good energy tonight.
Hey, you know what we
it's
should do?
less. It's less like
It's raining
frantic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like cool, delicious, like
Like
glass of brandy rather than like.
It's like a tall glass
Crystal
of
meth
tasty
and
AF.
coffee.
Crystal
Yeah.
meth and coffee.
Yeah.
Well, one
Alright.
of those makes good TV.
It's like a coffee
Or-
instead
yeah,
of a
no,
fucking
that's-
shot of
that's
tequila.
absolutely
You know what I
true.
mean?
True words have never been spoken.
I don't have a theme song for this one either. I'm sucking at my job lately.
Nah, man.
Richie Money
that's all
Changers
right.
is.
You have some in the hole though that
I
you've
do.
given
Yeah,
us.
I'll
I could play the Tron one again too. I love
Man,
that
dude,
one.
the Tron one every day. Anything that
Yeah,
you
do
can
it.
do that is
Yeah,
like
do it.
80s
Go do it.
retro synth pop related, I am fucking hard
It
on
reminds
for
me
it.
of Stranger Things.
I got married, which threw me off my game, but that's
You
over
gotta
now.
ask for permission now. I mean, you can't just be making
I can't
tunes
just be
right,
making
for the fucking
beats.
any podcast now. I'll tell you this though, I need to make the vocals because we're being too nice. You know, I think we gotta be like, listen to all y'all stupid ass motherfuckers.
I don't
Welcome
know if
to
we
the
should really.
fifth fucking strike.
I don't know
you
if we should really
pussy ass.
start
We
a
might be,
podcast by insulting the
Yeah, it
listeners.
might be alienating some
Yeah,
of our.
like I'm not saying that you can't use that for a closer.
We don't like any of you, you
But,
filthy degenerates.
yeah.
It's
It's like,
time
if
to-
you're listening to the Fist Strike podcast, unsubscribe. Don't like us. Tell your friends to stay away.
Tell your-
That's not the like
Turn
we
off
need to
your
do a marketing
computer,
class.
you stupid
it is
ass
persuasive,
It
but
is.
not in the way that you want.
Yeah, it's one of those things you're like,
I
well,
think it's
I'm gonna
funny,
do it because
man.
you told me not to.
I think it's a great idea. I think people will be like, man, he insulted me. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking nerd and I giggled.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get on.
I'm a nerd. I get it.
Right? You know what I mean?
There's a broad swath of the population that don't have a sense of humor, and there's an even broader swath that don't like jokes made at their own expense.
You know, there's a
Oh,
lot of
man.
people
As a
that
person
like,
that
take
makes-
things
yeah, they
personally.
take it
Like,
personally.
if they hear something like you could not even know the person, but they're like saying, you know what, I hate it when this, and they're like, they're talking about me. Fuck this person.
I was actually talking about this, aside from
Insecurity.
work, with one of my employees. Look, so I tell them this. I'm like, 80% of the people will like you. You know, you have a great personality. 80% of the people will like you. 20% of the people, let's say if you have a great attitude, a great sense of humor, 20% of the people will not like you. Then fuck it. I'll take my chance with the 80%. So if I come into the bar, let's say I'm the bar manager, and I welcome guests. Hey, welcome to Saloon Door. How are you? Oh, I'm doing great. Hey, would you like to try a tasty AF, you stupid bitch? Yeah. You know, so 80% of the people will like it. But if I go, hey, you want a beer? 20% will like that rudeness. You know what I mean? Like, so you got to play to the masses. So if we start off the podcast insulting motherfuckers,
Don't get stressed out. Tomorrow's gonna be fucking
insulting motherfuckers. Like, hey, thank you for listening to the Fifth Stripe podcast, motherfucker.
Are we still? We're still on this one.
Well, yeah.
I guess so. Yeah, Alan's been talking about this for like 4 episodes.
Man,
He's very passionate about it.
I just went and attended a bar mitzvah and came back.
Oh yeah?
So, yeah.
Did you wear the same outfit?
Yeah.
I bet you
I had a
fucking
yarmulke.
slayed.
Did they ask if you're Joe Rogan?
Dude.
No, it was weird. They asked me something about, like, is Jesus Christ my Lord? And I was like, this is the weirdest bar mitzvah I've ever been.
Possibly. You should be like, you're the chosen one. I don't know.
What do you say? What do you say to that? If you say yes,
are you out? Are you
out? Or you may be in?
No, so you just look at me. You're like, I'm sorry, Jesus who?
You're like,
hey,
JC was Jewish too.
Yeah.
Like, give me a
So
pass.
I was doing some family genealogy stuff today, and that was pretty fun. And we found somebody on the Mayflower that's related to my pops.
You mean like you dug them up and
Yeah, we went in
found the bones
under a tree, no headstone or anything. It took a long time to get to the bottom of it.
When you used to do family tree genealogy studies, it was like you had to go.
You had to physically go to the.
You had to go to
property
like Ellis Island, and so this. All of you are on camera. Y'all can see.
Yeah.
that,
Oh yeah. I forget about the camera.
So, so my wife's from New York. So, on field trips, they would like go to Ellis Island, and everybody from New York's either Irish or Italian because they came over.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm good here.
Yeah.
I don't need to move.
Right.
And then you think of like the westward expansion. You're going to get the most wanderlust type of people that are going west, right?
Yeah.
So that's why you got the
Alger
craziest people out in California because their ancestors are the ones that were like, fuck it, let's just go see what's out there.
Let's go stake
right?
a claim.
It's the first thing that we see,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The first thing we get to.
Yeah.
So, but everybody in like Boston, New York, they're all like know exactly when their grandparents or their great grandparents like hit the island.
Yeah.
Like growing up and being born in Texas.
Yeah.
No fucking clue.
Yeah.
Like
You don't know where the fuck people are from.
No, yeah.
Yo, funny thing, I started same thing. I was looking at my family shit. So I'm from Peru.
Oh, badass.
Man. My mom's part of the family is from my mom has like gray eyes. She's like
Inca.
Well,
she's European.
Yeah. And my dad's more on the darker side.
Yeah,
right
on.
And so I found out that my great grandfather got on a boat. He did something bad wherever he was from. He got shot and killed in the fucking Peruvian, I don't know what, some fucking war.
Your grandfather?
My great-grandfather.
Oh, great-grandfather.
Whoa.
He got destroyed, right? But it was the
He
only
got
way
murked.
out. It was the only way out because if not, you're going to
he
jail.
had them kids first, though, right? Yeah.
He had to
Spread
lay
that
down
seed.
the pipe.
He spread that seed first.
Yeah,
But
you got to, man.
I mean, who's not like that? Think about it. I mean, it's very rare that you know, we're from where we're from and we know where
Dude, my grandfather was in World War II. He was a
Whoa.
POW.
That's pretty badass.
In Stalag 13. Like they
The
made
movie.
They made
I
a
saw
movie
it.
about Stalag 13. He was in there.
Yeah, Stalag.
Is that a porn?
Yeah.
It could be.
Stalag.
Well, no,
I'm
asking seriously.
Yeah,
I'm sure
the
they've
movie
had
is
some kind of
Stalag 17, I think.
real
yeah, whichever the one the movie
Dude,
was in,
it's
that's
gnarly, man.
That'd be badass.
It's about being in a POW camp. But, like, as shitty as those POW camps were, bro, God bless them for fighting in Europe, dude. Yeah. Bro, you know. Yeah.
So, but, you know, I think
we got
the
Ricky.
whole...
We got Ricky here.
The
joining
whole...
the camera, joining the
I'm already
podcast.
doing self-defense.
He's already fact checking. He's wearing the hat that he won.
Nice.
Because it was his birthday, or no? Because he graduated. It was it was a graduation gift from the Third Coast.
So you're looking handsome in your hat. So finish telling me about the
genealogy.
The grandpa. Yeah.
Oh, so he got shot, he got killed, or however he died, and then that's it. So he had my grandparents, right?
Yeah.
And then my grandparents had it with my dad, my father's side, which he's more from the mountain side. So that's where I get a little bit of the color. Like I'm not that.
No.
I don't have a lot of color, but my brother is. Yeah. So I just love the way. People think, oh, you're from here, you're from there. It's not like that, man.
No.
It's, there's a lot more detail than what we see, right?
There's an article I read a long time ago. It caught a lot of traction. It was all over the national news and stuff. But a guy basically did like a 20-year study and found that the U.S. is like Europe in that it's divided among cultures and regions, but it's not strictly along state lines. So there's like the Northeast that's going to be like Maine and Vermont and stuff. And the guy said that as you're driving north, you can like see where the line is because you start to get the shingles on the side of the house instead of on the top of the house.
Oh, right.
He said that there's like a pro-gun, pro-freedom culture that's in the greater Colorado area. Incidentally, Texas is Texas. And then you have like the...
Got that pro-weed too.
Yeah, and then you have the Pacific Northwest, and then you have like the Washington Beltway people, and all of these people are as different as Belgians are to Austrians to Serbians. They're like totally different
Like
cultures.
for us, it's the same bullshit.
Yeah,
but
we just don't
not.
have lines drawn that way.
Not,
Yeah.
And that's one thing,
Am I funny enough?
I don't want to go into this subject, but like growing up in Miami, it's a large, Cuban population and all this shit. And I never knew, for me, that's it. That was life. It was me, people. You had people from Venezuela, Brazil, Cubans, and then you had people from the States, and then you had from all cultures.
Yeah.
And then when you go to different states, it changes a little bit, right? The demographic changes a little bit. And it's so weird how from one state, one city to another, people think so differently. Yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I lived in so many different places. Why do some people think so fucking crazy? But it's because they don't come out of this bubble, right?
You're almost in different countries at some points. But I took my DNA test, the Ancestor.com, where you spit in that thing for like until you can't go on any spit left.
Yeah.
And sent it off.
You were you're
Ancestor.com.
Nepalese. You were like 80%, right?
No.
Oh shit.
Tenzing Norgay.
Oh shit.
No. So listen, they
He's
tell
like unknown. 20%. Nepalese 80. Like what the fuck?
So I'm 50% African. No.
Yeah.
So I got it back. My mom did it at the same time, and Ancestor.com is cool because other people that did it or that do the test, they'll automatically connect you. They'll say, this is guaranteed your mom.
Kind of like
or
pull you
these
up.
are your aunts, or
Cool.
these are your
Pretty
uncles.
cool.
And like, I'm just noticing, I'm like, yep. So then you get like, this is your third cousin, this is your fourth cousin, like random ass people you don't know.
Yeah.
But, so my initial feedback was, I'm like 37% Irish.
Okay.
They're like, you're Irish.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
And I'm like, well, hold on. The story just
I'm
begun.
almost offended, but I'm the
story-
Irish enemy's too drunk to care.
Well, so I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm Irish. Like, it was like 17% Scandinavian, 15% British, like.
So you're very white.
Very white.
Yeah, no, I got you.
But I was like, all right, majority-wise, I'm fucking Irish. So maybe I should, like, start having some Irish pride.
Oh, yeah.
Start growing
Have a
my
couple
beard
drinks.
like Conor
Yeah.
McGregor.
Oh, man.
Is that the way you said "fuck me life"?
Like who the fuck is this guy?
Who the fuck? No,
Right.
it's
So like, St. Patty's Day is my day now.
Yeah.
It's my day. You're like,
So
oh,
I
that
lost-
shit.
Yeah. Eating
So-
corned beef and potatoes.
That was like a year ago.
Yeah.
So recently they sent me an email like, hey, we've like, as we've been recording more people, getting more DNA, we've refined our like search. So do you want to see your updated shit?
You find out you're actually black.
Oh shit.
I'm actually black. No.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, sure. So I click on it. It's like 95% British.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
like,
don't be offended.
All right.
It's like,
Good
you're
on you.
like,
Yeah.
no,
Good on you.
You're like 3% Irish.
I gotta do
Do you wanna
that
hear what's
shit
fucked
because
up?
I
I'm
am
all fucked up.
3% Native American.
Yeah,
So
there
I'm
you go.
registered
Yeah.
with Cherokee Indians.
Right
Yeah.
on.
16.
That's cool, man.
Self-scholarship.
Because my uncle or my grandfather was 50%
Wow.
Cherokee.
But
Yeah.
you know that's weird because you can be like 50% Irish or whatever the fuck, and then you can do the test again, and it won't be the same answer.
Yeah.
So
It's like them Facebook polls.
You know,
So you're saying this is like it's like
So if I do it again, I could be Irish.
Or
it's
you
like
could
a
be, you
it's
could be
a
black.
could be. Keep doing it, man.
You know what? Keep doing it until you're
Go
Irish.
back.
it's like a more expensive horoscope.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, you know what it
I
reminds me? The thing back in the 90s
Magic
where
8
you
Ball.
where you
Magic 8 Ball. They're like,
you knew right away.
am I Irish? Or like, Outlook says no. Yeah, you're like,
You
fine.
knew right away, right?
I even told our executive vice president of my company, who's British. I go, yeah, I did my DNA and said I'm Irish, and he goes, I could have told you that. Like,
That's pretty funny.
so now I need to go back and be like, nah, I'm British.
Nah, never mind, bro. I built Stonehenge.
I'm one of you guys.
You know that hinge? That
You're
was my
on camera
people.
doing that, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm interacting
I'm
with
just joking,
listeners
you're on
right
camera.
now.
Luckily, we didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Hey, guys,
I'm also white.
Yeah.
Hey guys, talk.
Oh, bro, we were.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Yeah.
God.
It's like when you look at pictures and shit.
Yeah.
It's like pictures where you're like, man, did you see that cool shit I was wearing? Why the fuck did I have a flat top and parachute pants?
Because that was cool, man. Look,
Yeah.
culture
Fuck
changes.
yeah.
You know?
We
Yeah,
may
it
be
was.
white belt podcasters, but I ain't a white belt at taking pictures. We'll see.
No.
You know what?
Hey, who's doing the hands? Who's doing the hands?
Oh wait,
I know
no,
you gotta do that.
I gotta do the hands.
do it. Put them up.
Shaka.
I was for sure flexing right.
All right.
I'm for
Man.
sure flexing in that too.
We just got to leave a dumbbell somewhere around here. Hey, Austin, can we leave a dumbbell here? It has to be like a 15-pound. Can't be too
Yeah.
heavy, too light.
Kettlebell.
Yeah.
I like how this dude's like too
curls
heavy,
with
too light.
one
Bitch,
arm.
ain't nobody curling with 50-pound
Just
dumbbells
waiting
here
for
right
that
now.
picture.
Like
Just
maybe
getting
like
that
two.
pump.
Yeah.
Just getting
Like
that
1, 2.
picture pump. It's called picture pump.
Picture pumps.
So I gotta get
I
that
just
picture
want to
pump.
get vascular.
Get
I
the
just want
veins.
to look at my veins.
Very veiny.
So many veins.
So many veins.
So talking back about the jiu-jitsu community, look, I've always wanted to do a jiu-jitsu podcast, right? And I know a lot of the guys in Houston, they were
you're
doing
welcome.
a jiu-jitsu podcast, and that got a big push. I'm a big podcast listener. I listen to podcasts every
I do
night.
too.
And
I do too.
so,
I like 'em.
what do you think? How do you feel about it? I mean, what?
So I think it's entertaining. It's hard not like it's fun being on a podcast, and I think that's why everybody wants to jump in. And we're the vibe that we have is like you're drinking beers. It's after training. You come in, we bullshit, and we talk about crazy shit. So
Yeah.
it's
it's
the
good.
more beers you drink, the more rowdy it gets.
Sure.
But I listen to, obviously everyone here listens to Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And
Big fan.
The
Trailblazer, man.
Appreciate it.
yeah, and what I remember what he was saying was, the most amount of viewers they get is on their fight companions. So
That's their rowdiest podcast.
and what
That's a good
what separates their fight companions from all the others?
Yeah.
They're barely talking about the fights. They're
Yeah.
just bullshitting. It's just a
Yeah.
bunch of friends getting fucked up.
Saying weird
Bullshitting,
stuff. I like it.
going down random roads
Yeah, I like it.
that are hilarious.
You know
and
what I've
that's what the vibe
Yeah.
that I was like, we don't need to do a fight companion because
Yeah.
trying to recreate that's like, all right, let's align this with
Yeah.
watching a
Well,
game or watching a fight.
So
Well,
something just occurred to me, right? So that's the yang part, right? That's the chaos part. That's the part where all the guys are together and they're having a good time. And it seems like at least the people that I know that have cared to comment have had positive feedback for the most part, with some like, hey man,
Constructive criticism.
Yeah, there you go, constructive criticism. Some notes, some show notes. But the other half of it might be to have like a one-on-one format with someone, right? Like think about all the personalities we have just at our gym, and then there's how many badass gyms in Houston. And I would be very interested to have a listen into 1 hour of Marcelo, but not Marcelo talking about jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
talking about
the most
BS.
random-
Yeah,
and
telling
Alan,
funny stories.
Alan asked every
Yeah.
single one
Free
of
flow.
our guests.
Yeah.
Random
They're going to be
questions.
more thought out next time, but we really need
The
a
key one
hat
was
slash
Coke or Pepsi, which none of them could even answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
say Coke or Pepsi.
Yeah.
You're a professional athlete.
Just
man.
ask
They
me.
don't drink that
Coke
shit.
or Pepsi.
Coke.
Okay.
Coke,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. A real man says Coke.
Yeah, but you're also
They don't
from,
go-
you're
I
also
don't mean the.
you're
I
also
don't-
from South
I don't
South
drink
America,
soda.
so
Like
we
all
knew
of them were
that.
like, I don't
Yeah.
drink soda.
No, so Pepsi's garbage. It tastes like garbage.
Too sweet.
Pepsi's like the
it
Pepsi
goes
of
bad
Coke.
quick.
You know,
I don't.
That's horrible.
I'm gonna be one of those guys, right? I don't drink a lot of soda, but if I want a Coke and I ask for one, and they offer me a
Nobody
Pepsi,
does, but you can have an opinion on whether
Yeah.
Coke or
I go like,
Pepsi's
hey man,
better.
Coke or Pepsi, and I'm like, or I go, hey, let me get a Coke, and they're like, hey, is a Pepsi okay? And I'm like,
no.
What? How dare you?
It's an insult. It
So,
really is.
I've been to Atlanta. I went to
Kiss your mother with that mouth.
I went to Atlanta and I went to the Coca-Cola factory they have there, and you take a tour.
Right on.
And then at the very end, they have every
Coke?
single Coca-Cola product.
Yeah.
So Coca-Cola makes random ass drinks all over the world.
Yeah.
And so you can go to each one and taste it.
Oh,
And like
crab juice.
whatever the drink is in Italy, it tastes like cough syrup. Like
Nice.
But you taste them all, and then by the time you're done,
Yeah.
with the 57 different sodas,
Shit-faced.
you're so sick. Your stomach hurts so bad, and you're shitting your brains out.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But you gotta try them all.
Yeah,
But
you gotta try
be
'em.
like,
Yeah, that's a lot of corn syrup, bro.
Oh my
They
Yeah.
accommodate to the
Yeah.
taste buds of the
Yeah.
people
They
in,
still
in that
put-
country, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, man, I don't fucking remember, but I remember when I was in Puerto Rico, the fucking Burger King would make. So they would make chicken sandwich. So you remember
Yeah.
the chicken sandwich? You had the American, the
Yeah.
French.
Wait, the long one or the regular long one or the circle one?
I only know long.
Because the
Oh.
long chicken
Anyway,
sandwich
so,
is
Oh,
So-
hello.
so-
Talking about dongs.
Hey, at least you got standards for your dudes.
You got to think about it.
I
You know
was
what I
talking
mean?
about chicken sandwiches.
So-
So did I. I thought extra mayonnaise, right?
That's what I call
that's
chicken
the code
sandwiches.
word.
Austin's
Yeah.
talking about dogs.
Yeah.
So what I mean is they would have like secret shit. Like for example, they would have like instead of a McDonald's item, they would have it customized
Okay.
to the culture.
Yeah.
So
Like
if
you get sushi
Dude.
and Japanese.
Like a
McDonald's.
mixed spaghetti.
McDonald's in Hawaii, every fucking combo meal comes with like pineapple. You can get
There
like
you go.
pineapple burger. Dude,
Oh, I
like
like that.
fresh cut
Yeah.
fucking
Dude,
pineapple.
In
That's
Italy,
awesome.
the secret sauce in the Big Mac is marinara sauce.
Yeah, it's-
I think it would taste good. I think it would taste good. Just a dash.
Your mother make
Love
this?
that.
Yeah, my mother made it.
They
It's
got,
really
like,
good.
chicken sandwich
You know what?
parmesan.
When I was
People
just,
in Italy have New York Italian accents, by the way.
They're all Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
I amuse you.
driving a moped.
Look like a clown to you.
You know, whenever I was just in KL, the KFCs there look like gourmet restaurants.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. So KFC.
KFC's legit.
I'm glad I actually get to speak to someone who's actually been to Malaysia, because every time I talk to people, I'm like, man, I used to live in
It's like,
Malaysia.
this is the nicest KFC I've seen
Yeah,
in my
But
life.
Yeah.
you talk about Malaysia, people are like, is that like Asia of Middle Earth? You're like, no, it's a real place,
like,
you
yeah.
fucking idiot.
They have Formula One there.
Yeah, like
Melee.
it's a big place, man. But like, did you see sugar buns while you're out there? Please tell me you saw it. Oh, okay. So it's like, dude, they had this thing called a jumbo jack, right? Right. Yeah. No, it was a fucking soy burger. You know what's fucked up though? There's still times now, like it was a soy burger with some weird fucking sauce and cucumbers on it, right?
Oh, I love cucumbers.
Yeah, so do I. But like, you're like, oh, we got Big Macs here, right? There are times where I'll wake up and I'm like, you know what sounds fucking amazing? A soy cucumber shit burger
Hey, go
from
get
some
a-
third world fucking country.
Go get a banh mi, man. It's
Oh
pretty
man,
good.
I live off Vietnamese
Yeah.
food, man. I love Vietnamese
So,
food.
So the Guam people, the
Yeah,
Guamanian food
yeah, we had
folks,
them on the podcast.
Perry B and them cats.
man,
Yeah,
we
we're
had them
gonna
on the
start.
podcast.
Killing it.
We're gonna feature them like a couple
Once a
Saturday
month?
nights.
Oh, you
yeah.
absolutely should.
Yeah, they do it big, man, and it's like it's kind of got like a Nobi kind of a deal to it. It's different, obviously.
Would you
but-
like to try some?
No, I
have
haven't. I
more
haven't
here.
yet.
Oh yeah, fucking
But
get in on that.
yeah,
Zach.
so the food is really
It's all
good
you,
and really
baby.
interesting and unique. And so, we're going to mess with them a little bit on portions, and we're going to work on the prices, and then we're going to work on the presentation a little bit. But the underlying flavor is sobomb.com.
Man.
And the food is like it's dark meat. It's not bad for you at all, and really, really, really good bread. Like there's dog fight. Oh, big old dog fight. Oh
Man, there's some literal dogs fighting in here.
everybody.
Coach
better be
Ricky's
nice.
about to save the dogfight.
Yeah.
Hold up. Coach Ricky, come
Coach
here.
Ricky's
come here.
like, did I hear dogs?
Hold up, time out. Before we get in, Ricky, come here. I want you to come in here and tell us how you're going to stop that dog fight.
He's like, I heard dogs.
I was gonna go see if it was my brother's dog.
How would you take the dog down?
What?
Depends what kind of dog.
Okay,
breed.
so
I thought it was your boy or
Here's
something.
my what's in the box.
Yeah. Okay.
What
What's in the box?
is the best jujitsu to
Yeah.
use on a dog?
Rear naked strangle.
Depends the dog breed.
Oh my God.
American Bulldog.
Yeah, I'll crack this.
Is
glass open.
American Bulldog like the tall bulldog?
Yeah. They're like they look like a. So I guess that was your brother's pit bull.
Yeah. Front headlock. It's a back take.
Yeah, probably.
But okay, you do front headlock. They have access to biting your nipple.
I can do without those. Those are superficial.
Yeah, have you ever seen Little Rascals?
Oh, I love Little Rascals. Who's your favorite?
I never liked
Thank
Little
you.
Rascals. I thought that shit was bogus. I never liked.
You never liked what?
Speaking of
Little
bogus,
Rascals.
to change the subject again, Bill and Ted's 3 is going to come out.
You know what I watched?
Alex Winter
you know what I watched
is looking rough
today.
Dude, have you seen
No,
documentaries?
no. Look, hey,
They're both
realistically,
looking rough.
no. Realistically,
Keanu looks
Alex
amazing.
Winters is not looking rough.
Keanu looks amazing.
He's just not looking as good as someone who's had Keanu's level of fame.
Man, Keanu's doing good.
Bro,
He
honestly,
looks fucked up too.
Yeah.
Without makeup on that little fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
I didn't
watch-
see him without makeup.
you watch what you say about fucking
Spottiest
Keanu,
beard
bro.
Ever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Dude,
that's
Johnny
probably weird.
Utah,
It's pretty
right?
splashy.
Johnny
It's
Utah.
splashy, yeah, absolutely.
From Point Break.
You know
No,
what?
I'm
I need a
excited about
picture.
that.
Did you guys ever notice that the movie The Fast and the Furious is just Point Break with cars? It's the exact same plot.
No, it really is. No,
Yeah,
it is.
it's the exact same.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, from start to finish, it's the same plot. Yeah.
The what,
it's
I'm
just
sorry?
that it's
Fast and Furious and Point
yeah.
Break.
Just like
Oh,
Heat
yeah, Point Break was good.
and The Town.
I never saw that. Oh, The Town. Yeah, The Town.
It's just the exact same as
yeah,
The
yeah,
Heat.
yeah. Very similar movie.
The cops know.
Yeah.
The cop knows about who the robbers are.
Yeah.
The robbers know.
Except
the only
for-
difference is they don't die at the
It's
end.
and
Yeah.
Heat is like De Niro and those guys, and The Town is like a bunch of mix in
Yeah.
in
That's the only
Boston.
difference.
Yeah.
Oh, and
I don't know if that's an appropriate
Avatar,
term, but I'm not going to edit that shit.
How about this?
It is. It's a
How about
bunch of
this?
mix.
Raw.
Avatar and Fern Gully.
Fern Gully, same movie. Yeah, absolutely.
No, yeah.
Well, it's like Fern Gully and Star Wars combined.
Robin Williams voiced
It's
the
Fern Gully
Bat.
with spaceships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Wars
and a white dude.
and Fern Gully.
Have
So-
you guys watched that movie? Man, I think I'm the only one who's watched it. Clifford,
The dog.
not the dog.
The Big Red Dog.
Oh, the one with Crispin Glover.
with Martin Short.
Yeah, no, that's not the one I was thinking.
No.
Yeah.
Yo,
No.
that is the best movie.
All right. It's
Have you
funny
seen-
or
I
it's
don't-
freaky
I don't
or
know if
weird
it's-
or what?
I don't know if
It's
it's the
good.
best movie.
Yeah.
Is it the
Well,
best?
no.
The best movie's Primer.
When it comes
That's
to
not-
when it comes to comedy and sarcasm,
Okay.
you know Martin Short,
He's
man.
very funny.
You know, it was right before he hit the
Dude.
SNL. You know, it was
Best Martin
really
Short
good,
was
man.
Inner Space. Back in the day with what's his what's all that chick that dude that like all the women in the fucking 80s like one of the
Meatballs
brothers or something. I don't know. Inner Space. I'll look it up. But anyway, do you remember that movie? What was it? Yeah. Quaid. Dennis Quaid. Yeah, not Randy, not
Inner Space?
Yeah, Inner Space. Did you see that? So it was one where Dennis Quaid was part of some science experiment, it was the 80s, so like some like Russian was trying to steal something from the US government, but he got shrunk down and stuck in the
he goes
body
in the
of
body,
fucking
What about Flight of the Navigator?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
So this is going to go into our podcast, Fuck Your Childhood, but what about Flight of the Navigator?
Oh, motherfucker. So I have an idea for a podcast that I want to talk to
Straight
you
up
about.
deep
That
ends,
we'll
right?
talk
Fuck
offline.
your childhood.
We'll talk offline. Yeah, fuck your childhood.
We're going to do it.
It's gonna be great. The only thing I'm worried about is
We'll talk
copyright and trademark and shit right now. We'll have to show clips. Anyway, be on the lookout for a future podcast by the amazing production team of the Fifth Strike podcast, and it's going to be something along the lines of Fuck Your Childhood. It's going to be 80s nostalgic based, and we're just going to leave it at that for now. So
Alan could join, but because he was around during that time, but he's got the most obscure references that nobody knows.
Yo.
So I don't know if you can because nobody can relate.
You know,
Except if they went to college
he'll
in
never
Puerto
show up
Rico.
on time.
I
He'll show up
gotta
at the end
say,
of the
I
If they went
say
to college in
shit,
Puerto
and
Rico,
I
then you
say
a small
shit.
audience there.
I say shit, and I
That's
count
commute
on
from
you
Puerto
guys
Rico.
to fucking break it down. Like I'm just, because I'm
just
going
throwing it out
based
there.
on
this
mental
motherfucker's
vision.
showing up for Cliff Notes.
Throwing it out there.
Hey, talking
Yeah,
about
we're doing a
Cliff Notes.
podcast.
Remember Lord
We
of the
got some
Flies?
groupies.
Oh,
We got
wait.
some podcast
Lord of
groupies.
the Flies. What's up? How are you guys doing? Say hi.
So, you know how many times I took Lord of the Flies,
You can get away with
Lord of the Flies at Cliff Notes for
The
a book
book?
report?
Okay, yeah,
I
the
pick
book.
that shit every year.
So
if you have nice shoes.
I think the cliff notes are as long as the actual book.
Yeah, I just read the last page. I just read the last.
I feel like
last
that's one of
page.
those books that you can't really Cliff Notes because there's just so many layers and so much depth to it.
It's like the Hatchet.
Yeah.
You had to read the Hatchet, right?
I had to do Great Expectations, Lord of the Flies, and then Ricky's Bothering Me.
Animal Farm, all that fun shit.
All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others.
Absolutely.
Oh, you're talking about the book Animals?
Animal Farm.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Animal
Animal
Farm.
Farm.
Yeah, George
Totalitarianism.
Orwell. Yeah, totalitarianism.
Which
Trotsky.
that with 1984 are
Dude.
great to read right now.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
Yeah, it's going on right now.
It's
to read
it's
those.
less of a fantasy and more of a
Yeah,
documentary.
they're literally
We're, like,
doing
forgetting
like 8
everything.
minutes of hate or whatever
Yeah.
every day. If you turn on the major news media networks, it's just all
Fifth
hate
Strike
all the
getting
time.
political.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't do any of
Getting
that.
political.
No, we don't. No, we don't do any of that on this podcast.
We're just talking about a book
brushed
about
up against that
animal.
line.
Yeah, no, we
Animals.
if we hate equally. We don't discriminate.
That's true.
This is not a podcast of discrimination.
I don't,
people. If we haven't offended you,
Yeah.
just wait. We will eventually.
I don't hate anybody, man.
No, me neither.
We are.
I hate everybody.
We are all made in God's image.
Well,
Yeah. Even the. Really
I don't know.
horrible ones.
I've seen Jesus on the cross, bro. He had some abs. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have them abs.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
He had a certain vibe.
God, if you're listening,
and
hook
an
me up with them
image
abs.
that not everybody else has.
It's true.
That is
It's
true.
it's a powerful aesthetic. Very powerful.
It is.
Kind of reminds me of like a Kody Garbrandt, but with no tattoos.
The sacrifice should have been for everybody to have those abs.
Yeah. Like,
everybody would be a lot
You
more
don't know
happy.
that it doesn't, bro.
Everybody would be a lot
Yeah, you don't
happier.
know that it doesn't.
The 11th
Yeah.
commandment
I know.
should be thou shalt lift. or thou shalt do crunches.
If we could push that through,
Thou
that would be a
shalt-
good one.
thou
Hey,
shalt
If we could push
rooster
that through.
away.
Can we petition? Can we petition the church for the 11th commandment of thou shalt do crunches for
Yeah.
Christ on the cross
Yeah.
abs?
Well, I dig the Korean Jesus actually.
Oh,
I've seen
yeah.
him.
From,
Yeah, he's just as ripped.
Yeah,
yeah,
super
no,
ripped.
no, absolutely.
He looks like that dude, the Korean zombie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, you think he's the second coming of Christ?
I don't know.
That's a
Probably
bold-
not.
Well,
Yeah.
Jesus was a
Maybe.
zombie. I know this might be offensive.
That's-
You know, so what would it be weird if like the
So
second
the Korean zombie, Korean Jesus would be a Korean zombie.
You could make a case.
That is true.
You could make a
I'm
case.
just
You could
putting
make
A to
case.
B to C to
Dude,
D.
Jesus is the most famous zombie ever. Like he experienced the worst internet lag ever. It took him 3 days to respawn. It was fucking
He
insane.
saw like 50 people. I mean, everyone saw him.
Now, was it a virus or just straight up zombiness?
No, he had to do a hard reset.
Dude,
He
you
was
cannot
like control
come
alt
back from the
delete.
dead without being a zombie. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Them's the rules.
We don't make them rules. We just play by them.
I did get a complaint at work one time because I called Easter Zombie Jesus Day.
Yeah, I used to do that.
Yeah.
I did that.
There's
yeah,
nothing
drove
wrong
my
with that.
Catholic mother up the wall. It was a lot of fun to needle her a little bit.
Most famous zombie of all time.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And that's why we celebrate him.
Absolutely, yeah.
After 40 days and 40 nights of Lent.
Yeah.
that's true.
Yo, you know what movie was
You
good?
know why he
Think
did
about
neat,
that
right?
40
Because he's
40
transitioning
days,
to brains.
Was that
He's
movie 30 Days of Night? You ever see that shit?
The running zombies.
Yeah.
The ones that could
vampire-
run.
No, they were like
Wait, there was
vampires.
yeah.
Nighttime zombies.
You're thinking of 28 days later and then 28 months.
Well, we talked about that.
We're
too.
talking
That's
about
true.
yeah.
That's
We already
true.
talked about that.
Yeah,
We're talking
that's
about
true.
30 Days a Night where they're in
Yeah.
Alaska.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Is that the one with
it's
Josh Hartnett?
Yeah.
It was the
That's
first.
That
really
was a
good one.
really good fucking movie.
I
Really good
loved
zombie
it,
movie.
but it got
Yeah.
bad reviews.
'Cause it was
And
scary.
And
But
it
it
was the
was so
first
good.
movie. It was the first movie where, like, zombies or vampires or whatever the fuck you want to call them had the
Zompires.
black eyes. Right? Because after that, every fucking movie they had the black eyes. So it was
Hashtag
creepy
all
as
my
shit.
eyes matter.
So,
All yeah.
so
all
I
eye
really
colors
enjoyed that
matter.
movie because, man, that shit
It's-
could
it's
happen.
creepy,
It
man.
makes sense.
If I was a zombie, that's where I'd go, man. For the winters,
Alaska?
it's dark all night. Yeah.
Yeah, they freeze. Yeah, you can just run up with a hammer and just smash the brains in. Yeah.
I mean, people. Oh wait, the zombies do? Or?
Yeah, zombies will freeze solid, man. They're made of organic matter. They'll freeze, right?
Okay,
Sub-zero
so
temperatures up there.
speaking of this,
Yeah.
this is my complaint with zombies.
Okay.
All right.
Which zombie?
Just the one.
Let's just do a generic
Okay.
Walking Dead zombie.
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
Okay.
Those are my
So
favorite.
you are deteriorating.
Yeah, true.
Wouldn't your ligaments be the first thing to go?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know enough about like anatomy, physiology.
No, absolutely no. So I actually discussed this with someone not too long ago.
Your sinuous tissue.
He's a
Yeah.
kinesiology
Yeah.
major,
Your-
kinesiologist.
Your ligaments are going to go first,
Yeah.
and your bones are going to hold together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you can't walk.
No, you have no,
Much
you don't
less
have no,
run.
you have no range of motion. If anything, you'll just be like doing like little like twitches. You know.
So like a shelf life. Like after 4 years,
Yeah.
you're too broke down to move.
Well, it's like
they'll last
They
4
have
years.
okay,
no,
so-
it's like when you buy a pack of chicken, it says sell by the 12th, and
All right,
like
so,
on the 14th, you're
so
like,
in Ranger School, the first thing that started deteriorating was my muscles, and I could smell it. It smells like cat
Yeah.
piss.
Okay.
If your muscles
Yeah,
start
ammonia.
burning,
the ammonia
Yeah.
burning out.
it smells like cat piss.
So explain what happened. That
So lack of eating,
and walking up mountains every day.
This is during that deprivation
Ranger
like,
school.
shit, yeah.
I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating. I'm just walking miserably all day.
Yeah.
Okay.
This shit's insane, bro.
50 pounds on my back. Your muscles start, first you're fat, then your muscles, right? So zombies, their muscles are just going to start burning, so they have no power. Your ligaments are going to start falling apart.
Yeah, they're not
So
digesting.
nothing's
There's
holding
nothing
your-
digesting.
nothing's-
Things would
So
shrink too.
There's no way
There's no carbs or
that they
anything.
can, one, overpower somebody.
Absolutely not. No.
Two, stand up.
Yeah. Do they have a metabolism and does their blood flow around or?
If they
there's
eat
no
brains-
blood flow.
No, because their
Some
body's
eat
not
brains.
digesting it.
There's no blood
Brains,
flow.
brains are actually extremely nutrient dense.
So
yeah,
that-
but
that's
the,
why
but the
they
They
organs
don't
aren't working.
just eat brains.
They eat
the
like
whole
intestines
they'll
and
eat
stuff.
The leg
Yeah, they eat
shit.
everything.
And
Yeah,
I don't
that's true.
understand how some zombies will eat to completion, which is like everything's
Skeleton.
off the bones.
Yeah.
So if that was the case,
He was hungry
would
as fuck.
there be no
You know
more
why?
zombies?
You know why? Because when you die with OCD, you're a zombie. With OCD,
Right.
you're like, I gotta clean the bone
So
before I move
there
to the
would
next
be
leg.
no more zombies because they're just eating everybody to completion.
Right. Everybody's eating
Yeah.
all the way down. Yeah.
Third point.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are the kid zombies?
Yeah. There's well, there are some. Yeah.
There's been two in Walking Dead.
Yeah. Well, I'm
The
not.
first
The very
episode, the
first
first kill
episode.
of the first
And
episode,
that little
which is
girl
one of the
they're
most
looking
controversial episode of any TV
and,
show ever.
Yeah.
And the girl they were looking for 3 fucking episodes.
Sophia.
Yeah, she's dead.
Yeah, that bitch.
But
She was
in
in
the
the bar
barn.
the whole
Yeah,
time.
she's in the
Yeah,
barn.
Fuck that bitch.
Technically, that could be because of
Yeah.
for viewership. They don't want to see kid. I'm just saying.
Okay, guys.
no,
I'm
that's
just
a big
saying.
I'm gonna dip out.
I'm just
Oh,
saying.
okay.
Yeah. I got stuff I got.
You can go make beats.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
you guys are terrific. This has been a lot of fun. I don't mean to cut off the zombie.
No, you're
conversation.
good. Austin,
I
congratulations
got to
again on
do
being married,
Saloon
brother.
Door beer stuff. So
Man, do that.
You
I
gotta
stayed
do
too
some
long.
business.
I overstayed my welcome. Thanks
No,
thanks
never.
to everybody on the audience for
I think
listening
he's gonna go make beats.
to us say a bunch of weird stuff.
He's gonna go make some beats for. episode
I didn't
6.
really do drugs. That was just a bit.
Yo,
Don't do drugs. They're terrible for you.
holla.
Don't do premarital sex. It's really awful.
Don't give your girls ringworm.
Yeah,
Tell me.
Dude,
yeah.
that was amazing. That was amazing.
See you next week, guys. Take care.
Bye, Austin.
Take it easy, Austin. Thank you again for everything, buddy. High five, buddy.
So
don't leave me hanging, Austin.
I think they don't put kids because of I'm just saying that could be the reason. They're just putting it out there. But man, I would two things in this world and two things for real. I would survive a zombie apocalypse, and I would be a fucking good dictator.
We're
I
not
would
getting
be a
okay,
fucking
so-
good
Look,
dictator.
We're not getting back into
So
you
I-
taking me hunting.
Look, I
putting
wasn't
me in a
here.
hut.
You don't want this story.
I
to go
wasn't
that
here
way.
for episode.
You don't want this story to go that way because you know what's gonna
I
happen.
wasn't
My
here
wife
for
listened.
episode 2, so I didn't get to chime in on this.
Chime in on
but-
this, Zach. You get to talk about this, not Alan.
So I've been in some pretty apocalyptic places.
I believe
we
it.
call them Iraq. We call them just the Middle East. I've been to Saudi Arabia. I've been to like some apocalyptic places. I wouldn't want to survive any apocalyptic. Well, I want to be the first to go and let everybody else just figure it out, right?
Like, we
just say,
cool.
if there's an asteroid coming in, I hope that shit falls on
Where's
me.
ground zero,
Yo,
right?
I'm taking
Yeah.
you out then.
Yeah, take me out.
Let me take you out.
Because you know
Let
what?
me just get the satisfaction of taking you
guess
out.
what you're not doing during a zombie apocalypse? You're not podcasting.
That's right.
Guess what you're not doing? You're not drinking beer because nobody's
Zach,
making beer.
Could you imagine?
Unless,
Could you imagine?
Unless you can homebrew and you can gather the
Okay,
Hold up,
you're
hold
gonna
up.
be home brewing.
Yeah.
And
Bro,
then
you're gonna be
get
stomping
bit by
zombie
zombies.
face.
What else is there?
You know what I would do?
You're gonna
I'd be
get
like,
bit by
all right,
zombies.
so you want to go? All right, so act like you want to take charge of the group, and then I'll just take you out.
Could you
And
imagine?
now everyone's scared of
Could you-
me.
You're
Could
like,
you
we already
imagine
have it worked
Alan?
out. Like, I'm gonna give you some like.
They're like,
legitimate-
oh,
bro,
Alan-
you're like, bro, I'm gonna commit suicide. I'm like, well, just
Alan-
give me like
Alan's
a
got
day,
a
dude.
fucking-
I'll take you out, man.
Alan's got a hit list of
Man,
people that
I
he's
don't-
gonna take out once the zombie apocalypse comes. Alan's the type of dude that like.
Alan
Yeah.
is immediately going to find a community as soon as the zombie apocalypse
Alan's
kicks off.
the,
Take someone
Alan
out.
is the Negan.
He's gonna,
of
he's
this
gonna,
he's
shit.
the Negan. He's
I'm
gonna,
living.
He's gonna
I'm
think
living.
there's a zombie apocalypse, like the burning,
Oh, shit.
like tanks. He's gonna be like, start killing people. Like, whoa.
It's a good thing Alan
Preemptive
didn't live in Deer
strike.
Park.
Deer Park's on fire. Sir, stand back.
Yeah. Dude, he's been watching the news these last
What's
2
the name
weeks.
of the
and he's like, "Do you
sheriff
see
from
this ITC shit?"
Walking Dead.
Yeah, Rick.
Rick
Yeah.
Grimes,
I'm
bro.
like, call me Rick, bitch.
No, you have to say it in an English accent though.
It's like he was a little premature. Like his defense, his defense lawyer is like he's a little premature.
I
on
already
the
got the bandage hand.
apocalypse.
I already
But
got
his
the bandage
intentions
hand.
are good. His
Yeah,
intentions
he
are
was
good.
just trying to hit. Yeah,
I got the bandage hand already. I'm already hurt.
Could you imagine if the zombie apocalypse came, like you and I stood under the asteroid or whatever, and then it was up to this motherfucker to repopulate the planet?
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine?
You know, actually,
you'd have some badass.
You know, I say
we'd have the best hair of the solar system.
I say I don't want to live through the zombie apocalypse, but I'm pretty competitive, so I might end up like leading that shit. So
I'm at least hope
you're like, you know what? I'm gonna hold off on my suicidal thoughts.
I'm gonna find a white belt zombie and tear that motherfucker up.
Hey, you know what movie I saw? By the way, talking about like Afghanistan and all that bullshit. You seen that movie on Netflix called Mine?
No, because Netflix comes out with like 20 new things every day.
Mine?
Mine. So
like
so
MINE? Mine?
No, like a blowing up IED type shit.
Oh, they said mime, like a white-faced clown.
Oh, by the way, we have Berto on the pod.
Oh yeah, Professor Berto's sliding into this shit like he's some fucking body.
Hey guys.
He's like some
Hey guys,
fucking
how was
body.
class tonight?
It was good.
We don't give a fuck.
It
So,
was good.
Alan,
Let me talk about
we don't
it.
give a fuck about that
Let me
either.
talk about it.
How was class?
So it's about a guy who was his buddy blows up, right? He stepped on an IED. Like, man, I start thinking, I don't know if you were there. I mean, I'm sure, but like that's some fucked up shit. You know what I mean? Like
stepping on an IED. Yeah,
what I mean is, there's no way of you driving not knowing you're gonna go over some shit.
You have no fucking clue.
So that's fucking crazy. But
it is.
So this is my point. Like, why doesn't the U.S. take care of more of these people that put it out there?
Man, so
like when they come back?
Yeah.
I think they didn't know how.
I think it's more like, hey, you know, when you ask, hey, can you spot me $1,000? I really got to buy something. You spot me $1,000 and I don't want to talk to you. Right?
Yeah,
Do you think it's that sort of?
Well, I think what it is so as we learn more about brain damage and concussions, it's taken a lot of money and research to like kind of figure out what is the issue. Why are there so many suicides? Why are there so many PTSD cases? And what they're starting to find out through a lot of research is brain damage is causing lower testosterone, which causes depression, increase in PTSD.
Oh, that's really interesting.
So, like, if you have brain damage or CTE and it naturally lowers your testosterone,
the whole mess of symptoms that come with
everything that comes with that can ruin. So they've been experimenting with giving soldiers that have brain damage, PTSD, getting the testosterone levels up to normal, and it's been changing people's lives.
Man.
And
That's crazy.
Do you think that turns into like a misdiagnosis where people are like, hey, you know, I've had this, and they're like, oh, you have low testosterone?
It could, because think about it. You injure your arm, you step on an IED, you lose your leg. People see that and they go, oh my God, you're injured. I feel so bad for you, which they should.
You're
obviously.
nothing. You're nothing.
But you injure your brain, nobody can see that.
Yeah.
And you can be completely disabled a certain aspect of who you were. And you could come off weird to other people.
It's hard to function in society.
But it's hard for people to be like, oh, I feel sorry for you because
you look fine.
Because they don't
you look
know.
Fine. You look like a well-fit.
You have all your
person.
legs and limbs.
Yeah.
Like you're so fine.
You got money. You got a job.
But that's also why it's good that we have foundations like the We Defy Foundation.
You know, I need that rash guard, by the way. I need that rash guard. You need to quit playing with that shit. I need that rash guard. Anyways,
you need to buy it.
No,
actually, going back
if you want the money to go
support
to
we can just say it goes. Anyway,
support.
So, hey, no, but so
Let's
the next
just
thing,
give Professor Allen free shit.
You know,
hey,
you get sponsored by Hair Gel.
No, and the reason why I was asking you this is because I just read an article that, you know, the people from Sandy Hook and the fucking Parkland and all that bullshit, the mass shooters. So 2 of the kids that were involved in the Parkland shooting committed suicide. So they had the PTSD, right? Because, man, I'll tell you what, after the fucking flood and shit, every time it fucking rained for about 6 months.
Yeah, people were like on
I was on edge. I was like, let me go outside. And my wife's like,
everybody.
Hey, it's not raining.
That's kind of
everyone
not the
became
same.
like professional.
It is the same because
everyone became weathermen.
It is the same
well,
because
the
if I'm
cloud
worried,
system's coming in, pressure system's coming in.
I wouldn't consider being scared of flood and then having PTSD the same
this
thing.
This is where you guys got to use brain cells.
Okay,
so
you're
look,
making an analogy.
So when
You're
you,
analogy,
of course,
but it's
so
not the same.
You guys got to be
thing.
smart enough to
know
acknowledge
it's analogy. And
so
you said same thing though.
Well,
you clearly said same thing.
Continue with your statement, Professor Allen.
Yeah, they got to let me finish. So
Get
what
into
I'm
it.
saying is, 6 months, every time it was raining, I'm thinking about, oh shit, it's raining. Something so simple as rain. And it's so simple that it's not even raining hard. So I can imagine I'm getting shot at 20 times, or my friend and my son die in front of me, which is 10 times more than rain. I can see it. So you see what I'm saying? It's the same thing in the sense that
I know what you're talking about, because I think people felt it a lot, at least soldiers. Whenever I was in Iraq, and I was stationed at Fort Hood. So whenever I was in Iraq, back home is Fort Hood. The Fort Hood shooting happened, and and where it happened was, guys, when you come back, you have to kind of go through all these medical process. You kind of got to get reintegrated into the systems and all this stuff. So you've been in deployed. You've been carrying a gun on you, or a weapon, gun, rifle, depending on where you are. You're carrying some kind of self-defense tool of destruction for an entire time you're there. And then you come back, and on post you can't have any of that, right? They put it on the arms room, so you're completely defenseless.
I know where you're going with it.
And then all of a sudden, and you're 2 weeks back, 1 week back, somebody opens fire on you. Where are you going to be reaching? Where you've been carrying that weapon on you for the past year,
It's that muscle
and
memory
it's not
almost.
there.
Yeah.
And how depleting how helpless and depleting that feeling is, to where a week ago you could have defended yourself.
And you know what? A good point. You know, one thing I always think, man, if I was in Afghanistan, I'm blowing up motherfuckers left, right, and then you come back to the States, and then people treat you like shit, in the sense they don't respect that. They don't respect you're back. Oh, well, thank you for your service.
They just don't know.
Well, exactly, but it's ignorance, right? It's not that, you get what I'm saying? You don't, same thing, someone busts it out, you can't do anything. Yeah. And if you do it, now you're against the law, in the sense.
Zach, let me ask you something. Have you ever had somebody react negatively towards you, asking if they have military discounts and stuff? Because I'm always thank you for your service, and if I can offer somebody a discount, I do. But I know that I've seen instances on social media where people get uppity, in a negative way.
It's not Black Friday.
Yeah, has that ever happened to you? Has anybody ever been you ain't special, motherfucker?
No, I don't think I've experienced that. I have turned down special favors because I just I didn't join for that. So
yeah, it just makes you feel a little awkward.
Yeah, it's I don't need that. I'll pay, because trying to support the business, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But there's definitely times that especially early on when I first joined, I wouldn't say abused it, but I took it to advantage.
Well,
it
was a
York,
perk you had access to.
Yeah, I was in New York, and it was a year after 9/11. And so you could ride the train for free with military ID.
Right.
I'm taking that train for free.
Or you absolutely goddamn should.
That's
Look,
nothing,
anybody who has to pay for that goddamn
stuff
train in
that.
New York is fucked anyway,
Right.
so you should definitely rock that.
But what was awesome was, I was
living there. Yeah.
I was at 21, and the bars there, if you had a military ID, they didn't care.
Yeah.
They did not care. So I definitely utilized that.
It's like being a Westerner in
19
Malaysia,
years
right?
old.
It's expected, though. It's expected.
But
No.
as it unfortunately, it took something like 9/11 to bring a lot of patriotism and a lot of people together in New York.
Right. A lot of people don't see what happens outside of the
They
U.S.,
said
and that's kind
New
of the
York
sad part
was
of
the
it.
best it's ever been the day after 9/11.
Yeah.
Because it brought so many people
You
together.
always remember what you were doing. I remember exactly what I was doing.
Oh,
What
were you doing?
Well, I was working at a computer store. Check this out. I was 20.
Was it Radio Shack?
21. No, I was CompUSA. You remember
Circuit City?
CompUSA?
I do.
CompUSA?
Yeah.
CompUSA was the shit.
Well,
I think Fry's put them out of
So
business.
they used to
Yeah.
sell.
Or
Anyways,
Best Buy.
That's where I get my
so
cheap shit.
I'm stocking these fucking Red Robin modems. You know the modems? You know what I'm saying? The one with the. And people are like, oh my God, look, this is happening. And I remember running to the break room, and I'm like, man, I can't believe this shit. And at that moment, the other one
The
hits.
second plane.
And you have motherfuckers trying to buy, I'm trying to get, and I'm like, man, I can't believe people are buying shit right now.
Yeah.
And I just remember that. And
Dude,
it always,
we had-
I'm stuck in time there.
Ninth grade geography
You're in
class.
school, yeah, of course
Ninth
you were,
grade
young
geography
son of a
class.
bitch.
Yeah. I just remember
the teacher had it on, and I was like, why is it on the news? But then I was like, hey, I don't have to do classwork right now.
Yeah.
And then went to the second period, and that teacher also had it on the news, and that's when that second plane hit. I was like, whoa, this is not a movie. That's the news.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of kids went home by lunchtime that day.
Yeah, I was working. It's right after I started NASA. I was working over at Lockheed Martin, and we were actually
working
gearing
the
up.
street.
Working that street. NASA broke one, baby. But no, it was right
Under the bridge.
Right when I started working at NASA.
2 for 1.
We were out there, and you're working on a government contract,
Yeah,
working
you're
at
on
a
a
government
government
facility. Like things got real fucking quick.
Yeah.
Like we're sitting there watching. The building I was at actually was like a 4 or 5 story. I can't remember right now. 4 or 5 story building, but it had an open kind of atrium area. So you'd be walking around. We had monitors on the walls and stuff, and you'd walk around. All of a sudden, you'd see everybody come from their offices and just like crowd around this atrium, watching what's going on, and like the silence just got deeper and deeper and deeper. It got more solemn and solemn and solemn.
Did they lock y'all in?
What's that?
Did they block y'all in?
No, we weren't locked in. NASA did get a quick kind of like scare lockdown for a little bit. They didn't put us on full lockdown, but it did get to the point where they're like, look, we don't know where this is going to end up, because this is, we saw the first plane hit, and then the second plane hit. Then you find out about the Pentagon, and we're like, okay, government facilities are involved. And we had a huge security change at NASA after 9/11. I mean, it used to be where the vehicles of employees and people who had access to NASA, to JSC, just had a little sticker that they'd put on the windshield. You drive through, they see the sticker, they'd wave you in, you're good to go. After that, they actually you had to present your badge. They had to actually physically touch your badge. They had to wave you in. It was a big change. Not being a U.S. citizen after 9/11, like my hiring procedures through NASA were really, here, take your fingerprints, you're good to go, blah, 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 everything's great. But after that, every year.
Cavity search every time.
Oh, man,
every time.
every
Spread
year.
those cheeks, hands on the wall.
I started looking forward to going
That
to
shit
work.
was loose.
Hey, you know what?
That's just dripping as it's going.
I'm just saying, when you start getting older, you'll take any
He's like,
attention you can get.
He's like, I gotta go back
At
home.
this
I
age,
forgot
it's already
something.
starting to loosen up. That shit was like.
I forgot something at home. Let me go back.
Let me go back. What was it? I don't know. Maybe you should find out.
A maxi pad under the ass.
Maybe I'm trying to sneak something in.
I did have a scare one time though. I was coming on site at NASA, and I had gone. I used to skateboard and like ride BMX and stuff when I was a little bit younger and everything, and 40 pounds lighter. And buddy and I went out skating one night. He was, sick, allergies, whatever Texas brings to the table, and he had a medicine bottle with some pills in it and everything. We were driving back on site the next day, and I was like, all right, pulling in. They're like, hey, we're gonna search your vehicle, random search. I'm like, yeah, no big deal, it's no big deal. They found this guy's medicine jar, with like random pills in it, and they're like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, that's an absolutely great question. Let me make one quick phone call. I'm gonna get someone up here. Had to call this guy. He lived out in Crosby area. And I was like, dude, look, you've got 45 minutes to get up here before I lose my job.
Man.
So my butt, like, I did Kegels that day. It was good.
I
Very
remember.
flexed.
You should have done some better Kegels and just hit that shit.
Man, back in the 80s, I remember
Probably
my
would've
family,
been
we
good.
took a
It was
trip
like
to
Deer
Peru.
Tech or something.
We took a trip to Peru, and I remember having breakfast on the fucking plane. And it was like you had a fork, metal.
That's when plane rides used to actually give you food.
People smoking on the fucking plane.
Yeah, people actually used to.
Old ladies.
Every flight had a meal.
So the 80s, yeah.
Every flight had a meal.
That was wild that people smoked in a pressurized
It's like you're in Houston.
cabin.
Where are you
That
going to
was
Dallas? You want a
insane.
fillet?
There's still ashtrays on every plane.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
still have the non-smoking signs. Like, who the fuck needs that anymore?
You know why? Because the world is full of fucking assholes. Not the Fifth Stripe listeners, obviously, or our supporters,
I think
but
it's
everybody
mainly
else.
our listeners are the ones that
Look,
would
I'm
smoke
going to
on
be
a
honest with
plane.
you. If our listeners aren't assholes, you're probably tuning into the wrong podcast. So if you're not an asshole, embrace that shit.
I've creeped on
Learn to
a
accept
few
it.
Facebook profiles, and for sure our listeners smoke on planes.
Good, man. They bring crying babies, not even their babies. They're just like.
Do they bring snakes on the planes?
Well, ain't no motherfucking snakes
Ain't
on
no
these
motherfucking
motherfucking
snakes.
planes, bro. You don't want to fuck with that
Unless
shit.
you're talking about a
That's
trouser snake.
That's some per.
An Alabama black snake.
Man, it's been a fun one, man. I've had some good fun tonight.
I wish I could get Max to sit on the seat so you get some camera time.
Well, yeah, no, we're not gonna get your fucking dog in here, bro. Like,
He's the cutest
How's your dog on the mic?
Like, nah, he's cool. Like, he's got the qualities of a dog in the sense that he's got like ears and some legs and
So
like
hey,
some
what
body
happened?
and shit.
So whenever you first came in, there seemed to be a little of a tussle going on.
Yeah, was that like a gang thing going on?
What was
like
going on there?
different colors? What's up? You a blue, they
I
a
actually
red?
saw Berto come in doing the crib walk.
Oh,
as he was with the
His
fucking
dog's
pit
doing
bull.
it
You mean
too,
It is a
that's
pit
all.
bull, ladies and gentlemen. It is the pit bull.
You mean Professor Peacock over here?
I was
Just
cutting
fronting.
shapes
No,
out of the
I feel you.
carpet
I
for
feel you.
sure.
Hell
He
yeah.
does have
no,
a bandana on his right
That
back
is true.
pocket.
He's got a black T-shirt that says R.I.P. Tupac.
Hey,
Oh,
chill,
shit.
cuz. Chill, cuz.
I'm pretty sure
Hey,
he's
cuz.
wearing
I think
a
his
yellow
I think
shirt.
his what he has something that says Lil Cujo R.I.P. God damn.
He's got a temporary face tattoo.
Temporary
He's got a
face
Yakuza tattoo.
Guys,
Oh shit.
enough about my tramp stamps, okay?
Sorry, bro. Hood
No,
life. Anyway, tell us about the struggle.
That little dog fucking went after Max. He just.
What
he
kind
got-
of? I
he
didn't.
got-
What kind of dog was it?
He
I
got,
didn't
he
see.
got
it.
off the leash. He was like a small little black terrier. Came at Max.
Yeah.
Max was just like, "What the fuck are you
Yeah,
doing?"
Max is like, I shit things bigger than you, bro. Back up.
Well, so pit bulls are notorious for being dog aggressive, but being great at nanny dogs. So
Yeah.
like great with kids, great with.
Yeah.
He's a mutt, so he's everybody friendly. He's aggressively friendly.
I know it's
He
not
wants to lick
widely
your
known.
face.
I know it's not widely known, but actually the original hobbits from the Shire have pit bulls patrol their area because they're so good with smaller people. So it's kind of a safety feat.
bringing up Hobbit
is
jokes
that
here.
from The Hobbit or The
No,
Lord of the
that,
Rings?
no, that was actually
It's from the books.
That
Read
was.
them.
He's like,
Has
I
to
just
be in
made
the
that
books.
shit up.
No,
Pick
that's part of the New Zealand census.
Yeah, why don't
I
you
read
pick
it.
up-
It
why
was
don't
the
you pick up-
2015 census.
Why don't you pick up some chapter books?
Yeah, bro. Why don't you read, bro?
Why don't you read some shit without pictures, motherfucker? Right? No,
What do you
no
call those?
pop-ups.
We remember calling them chapter books. Like,
You remember the Dewey
Yeah,
Decimal
my son's-
System?
Hey, our son, our kids. He's like, I want a chapter book. I'm like, that's
see,
it
that's
right
what I said.
there.
and
Dude,
like, once you
the
start
only,
getting
the only thing
chapter
my son
books-
asked me for is a fucking Pop-Tart or like
Oh,
fruit snacks.
shit.
Can I get some fruit snacks?
Hey, sick today, huh?
Dude, man, he was running. Man,
Isn't that the worst when your
Hey,
kids
my son
are
hasn't gone to
sick?
school 2 days in a row.
When
Yeah,
your kids
it-
are sick, it's so heartbreaking. 'cause
it's
you,
so bad, dude. You can't do
you
shit
want to like
about
take
it.
their
It's-
sickness away
It's
from
when
them.
they got
and he
when
just
they
got
have
the
a
stripe
fever.
yesterday.
Yeah, he got the
That's
stripe, and like, but he can't go to school
Did you
tomorrow.
get the fifth stripe?
He did
Nah,
not get the
man,
fifth
nah.
stripe.
Well, actually, hold up. No,
wait,
third,
it was
third,
his-
third on the Grand White.
So that would make it his
7th.
yeah,
No.
7th or 8th.
5th, 8th, because 5, because you get the black on the. Anyway.
Yeah, the kids' belt shit is so confusing and
That's
complicated.
new though.
like-
that's new.
No,
Well, no, I
No,
get,
that's been around for a
That's
while.
I
not
get why
really
The
they-
red stripe is new.
The red stripe on the white
I
belt is
get
new,
why
and
they
I
do
actually
it.
like it. I like
It's
it a lot
motivation
because
I
for
get
the
what, yeah,
kids, yeah.
You got to keep them interested.
it
like,
makes a kid stay at white belt for a minimum of 6 months.
But you know
and
what,
that's
though?
good.
If
And
we
it keeps them motivated.
If we did that with adults, though, I guarantee you we'd
I
have less
don't
people
get-
dropping out of
it
blue
doesn't
belt.
affect, like, I don't care.
with a red,
A kid's gonna stay
Well,
no
no,
matter
just
what.
well,
the
yes, that
fifth,
con-
the
that-
fifth
Hey,
red.
you-
Some
look,
adults
look,
need constant
you
motivation.
Want, if people are staying for the belt, you want them dropping out.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's a touchy subject because I'm not gonna lie, dude. White, blue, I would say even up to purple. In a sense, it was the belt, and in a sense, it did keep me in jiu-jitsu because I did quit at blue belt. I got hurt, and it made it easy for me to leave, right?
You're like, I haven't invested
And then-
too much. I
Yeah.
only made one belt.
Bro, I'm a decade deep right
but-
now. Like, if I quit, like, I feel like I should kill myself.
But
Like,
I'll tell you
invested too
what.
much
I'll
time.
tell you what. It gets to a point when not that you don't care, because you always care, and you can't say you don't care, but when it becomes a responsibility, when it becomes part of the discipline, the way you're disciplined to your child, the way you're disciplined to your wife, the way you're disciplined to school and work.
Bro, the way you're
it-
disciplined to your wife, you already said you would abandon her at the
No,
drop of a
no.
hat had a zombie attack,
Only
bro.
zombies,
You take
only
her,
zombies.
you take her out
That's
hunting. You're
that's
like, we're in a
future
hut.
No,
Future discipline.
but seriously, like you relate it to every part of your life, right? So, like, I hate being late, dude. Like, and today was
Then why are you always late,
No,
motherfucker?
because I'm always at work, but it's because of that. It's
Dude, if
because
that's the kind, hold up, I hate being rich.
and well, guess what?
Fuck, I tried.
Who has the highest tax cuts? Exactly my point, right?
The late
so,
people.
The late people.
and the rich people, right? So, what I mean by this is,
you're late, you're
at the
rich.
end of the day, you don't care, but you learn not to care. But you always start by caring. And the fifth
way
stripe,
cool or not
the
cool?
fifth stripe to
Actually-
me, the fifth stripe to me comes. I remember it happened to me. man, I had just gone to Chicago. I was there for like 6-7 months. I'm thinking, oh, I got this fucking purple ball. I'm the shit. Yo, 2 years go by.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, that is your catchphrase.
2 years later go by. And then that's when I started learning, like, yo, I already like this shit. No matter what, I'm sticking with it. And if I'm sticking with it, I'm gonna make sure I'm not gonna get my ass swept with. Like, I'm not gonna get, like, you can be a father of 6. You train twice a week, you're not gonna get your ass trashed. You're still gonna be competitive. You may not have the best cardio, but I'm preparing my mental for 10 years from now when I can't fucking move like I'm moving now.
You know what?
Like, it's gonna help.
I have to agree with Professor Allen in the sense that, like, you learn to not care, right? So, like, starting off,
I get scared of my next belt
when
half
I
the
got
time. I'm like,
when I got my 4th stripe on the white belt, I was stoked. I felt like any white belt comes in front of me, I'm gonna trash him. And then same thing with the blue. Once I had the 4 stripes on the blue, I was like, I cannot lose to any blue or white.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of get this weird sense of, like, pride, but.
but that disappears. It's not.
It disappears.
It
goes
disappears
away.
because that's ego, and you get to the point where you're like, "Fuck, man!" Like,
So for me particularly, I was working front desk. So front desk is in charge of, scanning the cards and keeping track of when people are
due for their promotions,
when they're eligible. When not due, when they're eligible.
yeah.
So I had all the minimum times for every stripe and every belt memorized.
Like, I'm
so
due.
I couldn't help but know.
you don't want to self-promote yourself.
Oh, I cannot mark my own
No,
card.
I know.
You can't mark your own card. You know this.
No, I worked up there for a few years, and we had to.
If you're scanning the cards for a class that
It's
you're
like
participating
a
in,
notification comes up like this.
Yeah, he would take classes. He wouldn't even mark.
No,
it.
we'd have to tactfully
You're
juggle
like, hey, Ricky,
that.
you want to take this one?
Yeah,
hey,
no,
Ricky,
it would be
you
like
wanna
that.
work the front desk this one class for me, please?
It would be like that,
put
yeah,
my
because
stripe up there.
you know what's going on, and you're like, because like you said in the beginning, deep down, you're like, man, I want to see my advancement, So yeah, working up there, you'd be like, man, I know I'm due. I've been due for like 2 weeks, and you're like, it's because I'm always checking myself in. So like there'll be times where you're like, oh, I gotta go take a poop, but I'm a train. You should do the cards while I'm in there. And then they go in there and they're like, hey, you're getting a stripe. You're like, oh, me?
Oh, really?
Me? Oh, shit.
One
Is
thing
it
that
time
people
already?
one thing people don't understand. People who don't train, they don't understand the responsibility you have. For example, like I take my son to his class. Man, I don't want to be late. Like if it was my fucking class. If I tell Oliver, hey, I'm gonna go have ice cream.
Bro, you were late Wednesday.
Well, because it was his fault. But what I mean is, that doesn't mean I wasn't pissed.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, I'll tell you that.
That doesn't mean I
He
wasn't.
hates being late.
I didn't want to be late, but like, I mean, I was
late,
late,
but I was pissed.
That wasn't the plan.
So what I mean, what I mean, hey, you're right. I am always late.
Get that black belt. He's on Brazilian time.
Dude, you came in. You came in late on the wrestling class.
Yeah, that
No,
is
I'm
true.
always gonna be late.
You were already there.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I'm
just
for
your
the
job.
kids. I'm there for the kids.
You're
class.
already there though. You're still late.
I'm a dad first, man.
You didn't have to leave.
I'm a dad
You
first.
didn't even have to leave.
Hey.
You know what? I'll give him a pass. Sometimes I do run the class a little late.
He does.
He has to. He has to stand up front.
Plus,
with
as
me.
He
a
can
parent-
at least already be changed.
As
No,
a-
it's not
You
that
want me to go
easy,
change
though.
into his wrestling gear and still be
Bro.
on the
Hey,
kids'
your
class?
kid's only 6 months.
Dude, no,
Wait.
he needs to be sitting on the bench in his wrestling gear. Sit on the
it's-
bench, man.
it's not
Like,
like
we're
that.
calling
No,
you in.
Well,
bro.
no,
He
'cause-
was a spectator on Wednesday.
Well,
That is
no,
true.
No,
That
no,
is
no, no,
true.
no. So yeah, but you get all the weird looks from the parents. Like, I can take you.
Yeah, but you
You
can
know?
choke all those fucking parents. So
can.
like,
They don't believe that.
well,
They
that's
can
why you
take
got to
you.
show them if it
So
comes.
prove
to
him
it.
wrong.
Well, we're not gonna get into this, but you get every now and then like,
Hey, tonight wasn't the random person fighting jiu-jitsu guy selection thing, was it?
No. We're
No,
gonna.
that's
That
some
sounds
other
like
time.
something we're gonna bring up at the actual event
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Actually, yeah.
okay.
Speaking of, let's do another recap of that, man. Tomorrow. So tomorrow night at Scout Bar, VIP doors open at 6:30. So if you haven't,
I'm gonna be late. No, I'm serious.
Alan will be there at midnight
Hey,
after
no,
the
seriously
fucking-
though, seriously, I need my entry, my fucking. So I'm gonna go into a side door. I need fucking smoke.
Alan.
Fucking.
Hey, whatever song
Alan,
is
what
playing
bracket
whenever
are you
walk
fighting in?
But real smoke. I ain't talking about fog
What
shit.
bracket are you fighting in? You don't get a walk-in intro.
Whatever song is playing whenever you walk in, that's the song.
Are you the
that's your
fucking
walk-in
rock? Like,
Look.
who
And
are
you better
you? Why do you want to
take-
walk in
No,
intro?
I don't
we've
care
been
if they're
talking about
playing
this.
It's
We've been talking
Raining
about
No,
Men.
you've been bringing this up.
If
Hey,
it's
I'll
playing
walk-
It's Raining Men and you walk in and
Hit
that's
some
your song, man.
If
You
it's
gotta work
playing
it.
Raining Men, I'm out of there.
You gotta work
Like,
it.
something's wrong.
You gotta work it.
Something's wrong with the place.
Man, that's
Anyways.
amazing. So yes, tomorrow night, Scout Bar. Webster
I'll
is
tell
a
the
Webster
DJ.
is a Webster the official or is it Clear Lake?
I think it's Webster.
Either way, man. Webster, Eager Bay Boulevard in Webster, Texas. Scout Bar tomorrow night. VIP tickets. Doors open at 6:30. Get yourself
Get there early. Go get some noodles next door.
Man,
is it first 500 people free?
We are at about 80% capacity right now. We've got about
free, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
The whole.
We
are 100% free on this
fight. We're not
fight.
doing nuts to butt this time. Like, if you don't make the first 50, you're out on the curb, man. You're
Absolutely, man.
Can you repeat that?
The only way you're gonna miss this event is if you're a lazy motherfucker. You got no excuses.
He asked if it was the first 50's free. It's like, yes, the first 50's free, and then that's it. You can't come in. So only, or not
all
50,
the tickets
500.
But what?
500.
I got a question. So you have a lot of tickets that went out, right? So let's say some people got tickets, the event's about to start, and they didn't come in.
Yeah. So they're going to be counting people.
Okay. That's not my question.
Yeah. So
what we have on hand is what's available.
I want to make sure there's enough people to see my walk-in.
Well, Jesus Christ.
Are we still on
going to come in
This is
late?
the Third Coast Grappling.
Can you have an extra fog
That's how we
machine?
know he's going to come in late, because he's going to wait for everyone to already be
That shit needs
there
to be packed.
before he makes his appearance.
We'll talk to the boss man tonight. If
You
you need a
better be there
replacement,
for audio
you hit me
check.
up.
Yo, knowing him,
At 12.
he's probably gonna be like, yeah, let's pack it up before he comes in.
Just call me. I got you. We'll make this shit happen.
I'll be there as a coach
Man.
tomorrow. I'll be there coaching.
Be
Who are you coaching?
Mr. Charlie Phelps.
Mr. Charlie Phelps.
Charlie Phelps?
Yeah.
So,
GB student.
Yeah, he was a former student with us.
Now he's up at GB Woodlands.
Woodlands,
Yes.
yeah. He's a great guy, man. There's been plenty of times
Dr.
I bugged
Phelps,
him.
man.
Yeah, there's
Great guy.
plenty of times I bugged him
Really
about
good
chiropractic stuff, and he starts explaining shit to me, and then he's just like, man, just lay down. Just lay down here. And he cracks me a couple times. I'm like, he showed me a great.
He's fixed.
My hip was messed up. He showed me a great stretch to work that out.
He's fixed
Thank
Crew
you, Mr.
John's
Phelps,
arm a few times.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Yeah, so I'll be there. I'll be helping him out.
Chiropractors, man, they're hard to roll with, man. They know how the body works, so they know how the body doesn't work.
Well,
They will
Charlie's
take advantage of that.
Charlie's got some really good wrestling skills.
Oh, he's a dude, and
Really good
honestly,
wrestler.
dude, he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met, man. He's cool, he's genuine, he's
Well,
a good
I mean,
guy.
that's insulting, 'cause I
believe
thought
he's
it was pretty
also.
nice to you, but,
I believe he's also the last GB guy left on the card.
No, we got Nate.
No.
Who else?
Yeah,
We got
Nate Paulino. Yeah.
I totally forgot about Nate. Yeah.
Man, half of the Guam invasion, bro.
Yeah, because Victor
Not
went
the
out.
Guam atomic bomb.
Yeah, Victor had to pull out for an injury. But
I heard
we
about
found a
that.
replacement for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good
we
to go.
did.
Who is that?
The guy that joined us, Mr. Steele Your Girl.
There it is. Yo.
I saw that earlier.
Man,
I
we had
saw
some.
that earlier.
Yeah, no, we had a. Man, it's been a fun night. We had some good people come on. We had some good talks with some folks. Man, it's good. The Houston grappling scene, not just the Houston grappling scene, but like, man, we got people coming in from, all over the place. It's great. Not only that, the qualifiers tomorrow at Scout Bar leading into the main card that we're doing June 29th, and there's where's the location on that, Zach?
So we got a new location for that. It is at Warehouse Live.
Warehouse Live, and
So I don't know if you've been to Warehouse Live, but they do a lot of music venues.
It's a pretty big venue.
it is a huge venue, man. It is.
Huge.
And
It's right downtown. So great location. Like you said in that one podcast, which is hilarious, Houston's always an hour away from Houston, but everyone is.
This will be 30 minutes away, right?
30 minutes away from
Yeah.
downtown. So
It's a good central location.
depending on
It's a
what
good-
time you're leaving.
Yeah, it's a good central location. I'm happy with that.
Check Waze though, man, because some of them fucking roads are closed down right now in Houston, man. That shit's
Waze is a
insane,
trip, man.
bro.
Waze will reroute you to save 1 second.
You know
Fuck
what?
it.
You know,
Fuck
there-
it.
there's some bad areas in Houston, right?
Oh yeah.
But you need to actually seek them out.
Culture yourself, motherfucker.
You can stay on main roads and never see bad parts
Yeah.
of Houston.
No, but that's the thing about Waze.
Waze is the only
it'll put
motherfucker
you
that will
through some
take you.
shit.
You'll be
If
like,
it saves some time,
oh,
it'll put you through
shit,
some
I'm
shit.
not supposed to be here.
Oh, yeah. You know, the first time I
locking the door.
the first time I tried the original Timmy Chan's was thanks to Waze. I'm just saying, shit was amazing. MLK,
those
brother.
ads pop up.
Yeah, I walked in there. I'm like, I will take the chicken and fried rice, and I can't tell you how many eyes I had on me, but you know what? That's some amazing chicken and fried rice. It was fucking beautiful.
Yeah, Waze will take you into some places and some neighborhoods that you never knew existed.
Absolutely. So Waze, if you're listening, that was a free shout out. You should
You know
chuck
what?
us $25
But I
bucks
think,
or something.
You know what I think they do? You get points for when you identify a cop's on the road, or there's a sidecar, a car part. So
No
I think
shit.
they give you better routes
the more points you have.
Dude, that's like EA. That's like if EA owned Google Maps, they're like, bro, you got to download and like get some game. Like, could you imagine though if like if you reported enough traffic stops,
They start giving you the good routes.
No, they gave you like, dude, you got a $300 credit to a bail bondsman, or like this dude's gonna cover your ticket. We will cover your ticket.
Here's a helicopter for you. Like, just don't even try, man. You're not gonna make it.
Yeah, we'll have to get our lawyer in here, Mr. Richie.
So,
Richie Money Changers.
talking about Alan and always being on his phone, what are you most excited about with this event that's coming out?
Styling his hair.
I'm really
What
excited
you
about
gonna
getting
wear?
dressed up and looking good, and I'm really expecting a packed crowd. So when I come in, that's it. What
So
else
do
you want me to
wish-
say, man?
Do you wish everybody in the event could hear you?
No, don't.
You can't do that.
No,
because
we can, but the
you
problem
can't
is.
do that. Yeah, the fighters, you can't. They're not supposed to hear what the commenters.
I don't think it's a good idea because a lot of people there's a lot of noise, a lot of people screaming, so most people won't. They're not going to be paying attention and they're not going to understand, right?
Yeah.
I think you have to be in a closed environment. Either you're listening online or whatever the fuck, but you have to listen separate.
So it's you and Professor Brandon tomorrow?
Yeah.
And Alan,
Yes, sir.
Austin, I think, is jumping in a little bit too.
if he
You gonna
is,
swing him in there?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's going to be a fun, exciting night. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what people are going to be bringing to the table, you know? So a lot of these guys, you know, if they pass low and slow, they're going to pass high and flying. They're going to be flying through, right? They're going to be trying to do something different that people are not going to be expecting. So,
I think it's been good. I mean, just from the guests we had on the podcast tonight, and you know, the guys we see come through here on the weigh-ins and all. It's going to be a packed card. You know, it's our qualifying event, but you know what? It's a qualifying event for the follow-up from one of the greatest grappling championships Houston has ever seen, and we are only
Bold
leading
statements.
into something
I agree.
bigger. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, what is this we've already got event number 3 scheduled for Warehouse Live, and that is, if you're familiar with Houston, that is a great venue.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
we're
gonna be awesome. It's gonna have the same kind of venue feel as the Scout Bar, but we're just gonna be able to get more people in there comfortably.
Absolutely.
That's why we reduced it to 500 only, not like the first 500 are free and everybody else has to pay. It's 500.
Come in.
That's
I
it.
like that.
Besides the tables and the
We want to
chairs,
fill this place.
Yeah. So the last time we had, typically only about 70% of a paid venue people actually show up.
Right.
So if we sell 1,000 tickets, we expect 700.
Right. Yeah.
1,000 people
Quick
showed up at
maths.
the last one. Everyone came.
Yeah.
So
that's good,
when
man.
you oversell a venue, you expect a 30% loss, but everyone came. So that not this time we're going to make it where 500 shut off, but if we're going to be counting people come in, so if you don't have a ticket and you still want to come really bad, you can be there, wait in line, and if we have room for you, we'll bring in, but we're not going to pack it like we did last time.
So one of the things that I'm looking forward goes to that, right, for this different event is I just kind of want to see what the different seating arrangement was. I think the first event was such like a success. It went over people's expectations, including the venues.
Yeah.
And so it was crazy.
We're going to have more wait staff this time.
Like it's been described, asses to elbows. It was asses to elbows.
I couldn't move. Like I was in the production area. I was the one switching the cameras for the Flow Grappling, and I was like, well, I'm stuck here all day. This is what I'm doing.
Like I hope I don't
you were
have
locked
to
in. Yeah.
This is what I'm doing all night.
I was fortunate enough to be able to have one of the VIP tables here, courtesy of Saloon Door, and even there having a VIP table, it was tight knit. But the good thing is Third Coast Grappling is very in touch with with their followers, with their fans, with the people who are there to attend. So the changes that they've made for this new event,
sound amazing.
They sound amazing.
pretty good.
I mean, it's based around customer satisfaction, customer feedback, and spectator feedback. So we're making sure that we have live video screened in multiple areas to keep up with everything. We
and
knew
it's
that was an
be
issue.
closed circuit, right? Because last time there was a delay.
It's going to be CCTV.
Everybody, so the last time on one of the projectors we were showing Flow Grappling, which had to go to Flow Grappling.
Yeah, to delay.
And then they had to like bring it back. So this time we have
fucking internet.
Actual cameras that are connected to the entire network. So
keep it up to date.
Not only on the TV, the projectors, but also all the TVs there.
Right,
will all be showing the same thing.
We're also talking about there was also a rearrangement of the seating, if I understand correctly.
So one of the things we didn't realize, because it was our first event, was what worked in a concert environment with a band playing and people sitting, and there might be people in front of them standing up. It's fine because everyone's standing up. But
like the people on stage are standing up, is what you mean,
yeah,
right?
The people on stage are standing up because they're a band. But what we didn't think about was in a jiu-jitsu event, they go down to the ground. So then those people that are sitting down
gets a bit
cannot
lower.
see anymore because the people standing up
To
are
the
in front
window.
of them. So one of the things we did was we have 30 chair row in the very front.
A VIP section,
A very
correct?
VIP section will be sectioned off. And then behind that will be the tables. We limited the number of tables this time. And then general admission is not going to be mingling in that area where the tables are.
Yeah.
So they're going to be off to the side, but they'll still be able to see the stage.
But with the
TVs.
availability of the closed circuit streaming that's going on
They're
there, you're
gonna
not
see
going to miss a
everything.
thing.
Yeah, and you can see the match from anywhere.
Absolutely.
I got a question. What about the beer service for the commentary team? Because
so that depends on one at Coach Ricky.
Oh shit!
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah.
So you might want to ask him.
Last time, I got a shout out. I don't even know who this person is, but last time at the original event at Scout Bar, there were 2 cocktail waitresses scheduled.
Yes.
One was her first day. The one that was not her first day showed up and left. So
Yeah.
guess who stayed and rocked it out?
No, I know.
This first day.
Dude, what was her name? Because I'm going to be honest with you.
I don't remember.
Look,
if you're listening,
if you were
shout
listening
out,
right now,
like, you fucking made it.
hold
through
up,
that
I
shit
got,
like a champ.
I got an asshole story.
One
I
of
got
the
an
girls
asshole
works
story.
at a strip club
right now.
One of the girls left.
Listen to the asshole.
She probably works at a
So,
strip club.
yeah, I got an asshole story. All right, so like we were said, like I said, I had the
I hope
privilege.
Pink Eye is involved when you talk about asshole stories.
Or ringworm at least,
Oh, yeah,
right?
at least ringworm.
So yeah, no, asshole story about that. And if you're listening, I profusely apologize. But again, I had the courtesy of sitting at the Saloon Door table. We were up front, and it was, again, for lack of a better term, asses to elbows. It was very tight. Our amazing waitress, who was her first night there, who was doing a stellar job, was walking away when we were trying to take an order, not because she didn't know it was going to be, because it was asses to elbows in a loud event. And I said, excuse me, raised my hand, as a gentleman would, I'm trying to soften the blow, and said, excuse me, waitress, which I was later informed is a faux pas, and I fucked up profusely.
Did you?
He was in a table full of servers and bartenders.
And by waitress, he said bitch.
I said, beer wench, bring me
Beer
my
wench.
brew. Yeah, no, it was
barkeep.
But in my defense, I tipped generously, so it's I apologize.
Yeah,
I
and
don't remember
you
your
told
name.
the entire table, which is another asshole move, how much you tipped. So
Yeah, no, generously, but I'm also I'm English, so it's the metric system, so divide it by
Right,
10.
yeah.
Yeah, it was $1, so it was 10 cents. Yeah, no, I'm
I
an asshole.
gave there so much money,
Yeah.
$5.
I can't.
A whole $5.
Yeah, it was a $742 tab.
All right, so we've been podcasting here pretty hard for about 3 hours now.
Oh my God.
Podcast so hard.
My wife doesn't even pay attention to me that long. That's insane.
No, why would
Because
she?
you do
Neither
3
have we.
minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes, 3 hours.
I'm not Alan. I'm not Alan.
So let's start wrapping this up because we got to save some for next week. next
Absolutely.
Monday.
So let's we'll do one more close up, man. Again, thank you to all the sponsors for the Fist Right podcast: Preps by Jay-Z, Twin Peaks, JustGeekPants.com, I Rule Designs. Who am I forgetting here? Saloon Door,
Saloon Dizzle.
Third Coast Grappling all day.
JGP.C.
JGP.C obviously, and
just thank me for making it on time.
and
Saloon-
Alan
Saloon
for
Door.
actually showing up. So, yeah, big Saloon Door, man. And also tomorrow, March 29th, Scout Bar. Doors open at 6:30 for VIP, 7 for general admission.
If you can't find it, then just don't come because the internet's pretty amazing. Just Google Scout Bar. It'll give you directions and everything.
I would say if you don't know how to use the internet, contact Professor Brandon, but you'll probably get more confused. And shout out to an official Fifth Stripe episode. Despite Professor Brandon not being here, hopefully this will be the #2 most downloaded. Let's see what happens.
He's gonna cry for sure.
That's all right.
He's gonna cry for sure.
He's gonna listen to it and be like, "Man, that episode was actually really good."
That was the best episode ever. Best episode ever.
Nah, you know he's gonna just come in and be like, garbage.
Garbage.
It was garbage.
But on that note, guys, thank you again for tuning into the Fifth Stripe podcast. Big shout out to Zach for keeping the things under technical control, man. He is amazing. Thanks for everybody showing up. Thank you for all the fighters for stopping in and taking part.
Thanks for doing your hair for 5 hours before the podcast, Alan.
Absolutely, man. It looks amazing. It was
Professor
well worth
Allen.
it. Thank you for Third Coast Grappling for hosting such an amazing
I'm just thinking about
event.
my outfit for tomorrow.
I know he's deep in thought about what he's gonna say, what he's gonna wear. So
I don't know if you guys can see
I appreciate
this.
it, respect it, and with that, we're gonna sign off.
Hell yeah! Stop rubbing your
So
nipples,
check
Professor
in,
Allen.
with Professor Allen live
Hide your
stream
wife,
tomorrow.
hide your girls. I'm on this bitch.
All right, you guys. Tune in next time.